that was a long one. Welcome to Beyond the Realms, session 64. Yeah, 64.
It's 64.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it. Absolutely.
At least a B plus for that shit by this point.
I would like you to know, Kevin, that the first thing everyone heard was your tennis yell. That's literally it cuts out and then just hello everyone.
Damn it! I thought it
okay.
snuck it in there right before. We were doing fake tennis matches before this stream. Anyways, hello everybody. How are all of you doing on this fine Monday? So good to see you after a little break from last week. We are going to jump into things pretty quickly here. Doing a couple announcements for y'all. First off, I made the post just yesterday. For those of you who didn't know, I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con. Just got the news the other day. Is pretty unexpected and out of nowhere. I've been wanting to go to this thing since like 2008, since I used to read like movie blogs back in the day when the announcement came from like Robert Downey Jr. and it was announced at San Diego Comic-Con. And I was like, what? There's a con for comics? What's this all about? And I've like watched that whole thing evolve over the years from like watching tons of movie news sites and YouTube channels and stuff. And to be able to be invited is just insanity. It is insanity. We're not doing any shows or anything. It's just me there, just going as a guest. So to those of everyone who made that happen, you're all freaking amazing, and I love you so much. Yeah, so I will be landing in San Diego, I think Tuesday, and I'm going to be around Wednesday, and then we'll be at the con from Thursday to Sunday, the whole weekend. So if you see this stupid hat or my stupid face, come say hi. We'll be wearing masks and everything, but totally open to say hi and to meet people and all that good stuff and do all the crazy events that are going around. I'll be taking tons of content while I'm there, so you'll kind of always know where I'm at. But yeah, holy crap. And Critical Role is going to do a live panel. I want to see it. Anyway, so thank you just for that little announcement over there. And of course, most of us, and possibly maybe Achaidh, will be going to Gen Con. Huzzah! Down in August, 4th to the 7th, the whole BGR crew will be heading down. We, of course, have a couple shows that we're going to do. No Beyond the Realms content, but most of us will be there in person, hanging out, doing cool stuff. So if you're a fan of the show, fan of our work, want to come say hi there as well in Indianapolis, also come say hi if you see this dumb hat or this dumb face. We're doing a one-shot with a bunch of really awesome creators on the Friday of Gen Con from noon to 4 p.m., I believe. And then we've got a cool panel on the Saturday from 1 to 2:30 with a bunch of other cool creators talking about how to go viral on TikTok, Instagram, how to make D&D businesses, get into social, make good content, all that stuff. So it's going to be awesome. That weekend in August, this weekend coming up soon, all cool things happening. And we cannot thank you all enough, because without all of you out there watching our content, consuming all this stuff, engaging, none of this would be possible. So you're awesome. Thank you all so very much. And then last but not least, we got to shout out the amazing sponsors of the Dicecream channel, the C4 Labs, everybody. An amazing TTRPG accessories company that make amazing dice trays and other fun things for all your D&D games. No, Jake, you almost got it there. It's okay. They've been a great sponsor of ours for quite some time now. Awesome supporters of independent D&D content, Twitch shows, creators, all that good stuff. So do us a favor, go over to their website, c4labs.com, get yourself some awesome D&D stuff, and make sure to use Dicecream15 to get 15% off your first purchase. Yeah, smack it. Smack it. Yeah, there you go.
That's a soundbite.
That's right. So thank you, C4 Labs, as always, for supporting our show and for supporting D&D entertainment out there. Woo! Okay, that was a whole lot of stuff. Now it's time to get back into it, everyone, because last session, oh boy, did we leave off on quite the cliffhanger. So it's just wonderful to be hanging out with these nerds again that I love so much. It's awesome to see you guys out there watching the show. And before we dive into tonight's episode of Beyond the Realms, we want to give a particular shout out to a viewer, a supporter of the show, who's been here, I think, since day one, really, since we started this weird, crazy journey all the way back in 2020. Zane Zalan. Recently, we discovered that Zane Zalan, a longtime viewer of the show, has been a subscriber of the channel for over 2 years.
Damn, that's a long time.
Zane, you are an OG champion viewer, my dude. We appreciate your support. We love seeing you in the live chat, in the Discords, doing all the comments, engaging, all that stuff. So, Zane Zalan, you're a real one. Thank you for being here since day one. And to anyone else who's been here since day one, you're awesome as well. But just want to give a shout out to you, ZZ, my dude. Okay. Now, with all that out of the way, whew, let's get into it, everybody. So, as we do here each and every Monday, grab your favorite drinks, grab your favorite snacks, sit back, relax, as we dive into tonight's session of Beyond the Realms. So, last we left off, the party, having trudged through the underground of the Canyon of Lost Souls, finally, after months trying to track down a particular Aarakocra fuckhead named Gloomwing, you have finally reached your destination and caught up with the feathered mage who has been running around material planes gathering up things called Titan relics. There are whispers, rumors of the world ending, some sort of cataclysm coming up, gathering all these items. Very bad news for the rest of the world. Always fell a step behind, never quite, just Gloomwing just always out of reach. But finally, your party caught up to the feathered bastard. And with just a few moments before something was about to be enacted, a ritual of some kind, you bared witness to the coming together of Gloomwing and his long-lost master, Archangel, demigod of the upper planes, Uquavel, as their two forms merged into the symbiotic being of untold, dark, radiant power. Finding out a lot of backstory to Gloomwing's intentions, finding out that everything going all the way back to Wagon's community was all methodically placed as just wild experiments for Gloomwing to figure out a way to bond two souls together in one union. Creator of the symbiotes, making deals with arch mind flare mages and elder brains and oblexes, all of it to try to get him and his former master together again. But you learn that those plans don't stop there. Apparently, Gloomwing is wanting to get revenge for Uquavel and is wanting them to go back home, trying to find a way to get them back into the upper planes and wreak holy hell on all the Celestials that were involved in Uquavel's downfall all those eons ago. Upon those two forms becoming one, a lovely battle took place, as a lot of you had heard enough and decided to just rain holy arcane hell on Uquavel and a few of his lich mind flares that he had handy on him that got him to this point down below the nether regions of the Web of Razors, an ancient lost long mind flare city that Gloomwing had apparently promised these mind flayers as a sort of negotiation for helping him with all of those experiments and getting him to this point. You guys brought the heat, the fire, no pun intended, as some of you transformed into gold dragons, some of you let off enormous fireballs, some of you changed into elementals, some of you jumped into a pool of water and swam for the entire battle. Insanity was all over the place. But it did end with the mind flares getting eradicated, few one-on-one battles with Gloomwing, showing off some of these new powers that have been accumulated with this union. But it did end with Gloomwing using a plane shift, making their way towards the Feywild, but not before a particular situation happened with Rhaenyra, as Uquavel, Gloomwing, whatever you want to call them, stole the head of Sam, the automaton that you had an incredibly hard time fighting, that was an experiment with the Asgardians as maybe a fail-safe, some way to get into the Feywild, a way to get back at the Fey Lords. Uquavel stole that shit from oh no, I'm forgetting words, from Feral, and just before Uquavel was able to go through the portal, Rhaenyra, beating the DC just by a hair, was able to grab the head back with a sleight of hand check as Uquavel got zapped into the portal and exited, but Sam's head still intact in your possession. Now, as the final pieces of the board, so to speak, are all being set for this final stage to take place in this massive battle in the Autumn Court, supposedly between the Asgardians and the Fae, and some event of chaos and destruction has to take place in order for some ritual to happen that will open a portal to the upper planes. You then took a minute to rest, heal your wounds, and to figure out what your next moves will be. The rest of you congregated and talked about strategy, about where to go next, figuring out that the next course of action that would be best for you would be to visit Mr. Fiend's father in a high security prison in Icewind Dale known as the Revel's End. As with all your minds combined, figured you needed as many allies as possible to somehow come together at this meeting place in the Fae to hopefully stave off whatever is about to happen. And as the rest of you went to bed for the night, Sir Strange just took it upon themselves to have the first watch. Something strange started to take hold. Black smoke mist started to pool around near the body of water that Sir Strange was swimming in earlier. Noticing Fiend was fast asleep. This wasn't the similar arcane smoke that usually Fiend finds himself in. This was something different, as a feminine form started to take hold above the water, matching the particular description of someone very closely related to Sir Strange. And that is where we last left off. So, with all that out of the way, we pick up with Sir Strange, looking on as this smoky visage starts to become more and more detailed. And for you, Sir Strange, you recognize this person fairly quickly as the details start to pour in. Features of the smoky black gown, dress, features of the face start to take hold. Long flowing hair starts to come down. You recognize this person instantly as the Queen of Night and Magic, the Queen of the Shadow Fae, and is indeed your mother. few words were exchanged back and forth. You being not too sure if this is who you think it is, you asked one question. What was my name? And that was when we left off last session. So, as you utter those words towards this smoky visage, the humanoid floating above what looks like a reflective glass flat of water with a bit of the illuminating vegetation from the rocky cave walls kind of bouncing off. Just takes a deep breath. Oswick.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Didn't see that one coming. You know, seeing as how I've almost died multiple times, watched my friends die a couple of times, me meeting the love of my life, I don't believe things with them being obvious as they are. So I apologize.
And you see her head kind of start to sink down, staring down at the water.
So, you know, in my lifetime, I never thought of the idea of speaking with you again. So where do I start? How are you? How's the weather? How much time do we have? Did you know that you have a granddaughter? Those sort of things. But I'm sure you knew that already.
You see her head just immediately. I have a granddaughter.
And from what I remember, actually, you not knowing shows a bit of concern, but that's something we can address later. Don't want to ruin the mood. She has your eyes.
She does.
She's wonderful, splendid, from what I recall. Has no idea who I am, which is probably for the better. Being a terrible father apparently runs in the family. Thank Dad for that. I was selfish. Idiotic. And I put my feelings first before family. I'm not doing that ever again. I have missed you. I'm sorry that I wasn't strong enough back then to do anything then. Maybe if I had just grown up a bit faster, maybe if I had just maybe if I had been a better child.
Oswick, you were the perfect child. You did nothing wrong. There's nothing you were supposed to do. There was nothing you could have done. Like you said, you're done putting feelings before family. And I wish I didn't have to put my duty before my own. But I had to. There was no other way.
You know, I hope you know that I didn't resent you. Ever. because you taught me many things. You taught me the love of a family. But the home is where the heart is. That it just wouldn't make sense for someone like you to leave that all behind without having a second thought. I can imagine how it must have made you feel to lose all of that, to leave me.
It was the hardest thing of my entire multi-thousand-year life, my son. You have to understand.
I do. I genuinely do. I've lost so many friends, party members, loved ones. But you were the first. And with you leaving, admittedly, my feelings were a bit raw. Made a deal with, what's his name? The Prince of Frosted something. Frost, that guy, yeah. Oh, yes. We have to talk about that, but he's sort of the reason why I'm probably a terrible father. It's my thing as well.
What did you do?
You know, being a small and maybe young child, I should have put a bit more thought into it before I made a deal with a fae to take away my ability to love. So, you know, I hate to be awkward about this. So there are hundreds of years apart, maybe more, where I've fallen in love. Something terrible happened, and I proceeded to forget. That's how I didn't know about my daughter. That's how I didn't know about my question mark wife? I don't know. There's still a lot to unpack there. It's also probably a bad time to introduce you to Okay, another weird question, I promise. I'll just get through it. There's a lot, and you probably have a limited amount of time. This is something that's been on my mind for a while. So, I don't know. Did you ever hear about? He was sort of like a fae that was a really bad comedian. Had a thing for the moon, sort of thing. Do you recall that at all? Maybe back then.
Just a spirit of the forest, yes. I've not had much interaction with him myself, but we were aware of his presence and his dealings. He would sometimes come to the court himself to put on a show.
Well, prepare to get really, really close. Because after all this, if I live, God's forbid if I live, his daughter will hopefully be my wife. I don't know. I just figured that with everything that's happened, I'll just finally live in peace. A proper peace. Wow, this is a lot to unpack. There's still the hovering sword. I'm like, this is a lot to unpack. You know, maybe
Basically, this shadowy, like detailed vision of the Queen of Night Magic, Queen of the Shadow Fae, your mother, is just kind of floating there above this sort of like mirrored crystalline pool of water with these illuminated bioluminescence sort of bouncing off, and you're just kind of parked on a stone to be like, all right, so here's the thing. And she's just kind of floating there.
So much to unpack. There we go.
And you say that, and she has this energy you can tell she's a bit overwhelmed as well and isn't sure what to say and is just taking all this in. And you see that there's feelings of guilt, there's feelings of apprehension, there's feelings of just like trying to catch up as you're saying all this. Does she make you happy?
Oh, yeah. But she does more than just that. Having someone in your life making you just happy isn't enough. She makes me feel complete. She speaks her mind. She tells me when I'm wrong. She doesn't just make me happy. She makes me feel like a person. Believe it or not, when you have that tucked away and repressing it, you sort of forget what it means to be a person. And also, it didn't help that I never had the talk with Dad because Dad was too busy ignoring me because apparently I share the same face as you. But that's another thing to unpack as well.
I'm so sorry, Oswick.
Don't be. Daddy issues is basically 50% of my personality, and I'm quite quirky, now that I think of it.
You have your father's humor. I'm glad that still stayed intact.
It helps.
I'm sorry I wasn't there. I'm sorry I couldn't stay around to watch you grow up into the glorious being you are. Look at you, a shining beacon of light from a child of shadow. I knew you were remarkable back then, and just seeing how you've evolved, you're even more remarkable now.
I get it from you. Mom, I hope that this never crossed your mind. But even when my memories were repressed by my selfish decisions and actions, I never did stop loving you. Even if I didn't know your name or your face, never once did I doubt that I was loved when I was younger.
You don't have to say that, child. If you're angry with me, you can just say it.
You have nothing to apologize for. Nothing. Because if I could do this all over again, feel the pain, feel the happiness, I would do so, time and time again.
I don't know how much time I have left. I wish we had more. I want to hear everything.
You?
Everything.
Well, you will. You will. I'm going to make it back. I'll see you again. I'll bring Ramira. Okay? You don't have to worry about me anymore. Try not to. I know, I'm kind of a big deal. Sorry, that's my dad's thing. But we're going to break out my friend's dad, which is on my bucket list of things to do. Now that I know you're here, I guess I'm the happiest Fey Prince of the world. Or this world. It's complicated, but we're doing that. Don't know if you could take a watch, but, you know. I was always been an anarchist myself, but now I get to put it into physical forms.
You get that from my side of the family. You have to know, Oswick, the Titan War. The beings of incredible power, there was no conceivable way of sealing them away. There is a direct connection at the base of Mithrandain. From the Autumn Court to the Shadowfell. It's how you and my father met for the first time. the two realms met. I, my kind peering out of the ground, and there was your father. Antlers as small as stubbles with his weird orange-colored leaf garments, warm winds. A seal needed to take place between the two realms. The Titans needed to be sealed away, and there was no other chance than the one that we had to do. My soul, my body, my essence. It was the only way to make sure they could never come out again. I have seen glimpses here and there. Neth's been loyal to the end.
Yeah. Probably needs to get a hobby, but they mean well.
That they do. It's not easy to disconnect yourself from the Shadowfell. It is a vice grip of intensity that does not let you go unless you pull everything you have inside of you and break that connection willingly. To sever your ties from the Shadowfell is something that most people cannot do in the amount of time I spent away from it. It weakened the realm. You have no idea how much I wanted to stay. Your life means everything to me, Oswick, but you are a child of two Fey Lords. The union of your father and I, there's never been one like it before. Ever.
So, now that it seems like everything's falling apart, what will you have me do? Ask it.
You see the smoky visage kind of sharpen for a second, and parts of the detail become bland and become sharp again. Sneaking inside Mithrandane is not an easy task. Neth is trying their best, but they have tried to inform me of what is about to take place. I've been able to peer into the material plane from time to time. Otherwise, I can only see people in the bottom halls of Mithrandane in the Autumn Court. You have to know your father. As much as your eyes pains him to see, he does care for you, Oswick. He does love you. I'm sorry that he could not bear the weight of having you in his sights. But if this does happen, if this raging battle does take place, if the cataclysm of the realms smashes into each other, they will go for the seal next.
Mother, you mustn't worry about a thing. For in comparison to my father, I'm a stronger person than he was. Besides, I have the Frostbreakers.
Yes. The Frostbreakers. I've heard this name.
Yeah. Bunch of dicks we are, but you know, we're awesome. We're great.
There is a city deep within the underground caverns of Icewind Dale itself, an abandoned city deep connected to the Shadowfell. Nethril. As my power has grown in this pocket seal of a ritual, my soul, my essence, still connected to parts of the Shadowfell. I hear whispers, I am privy to conversations that I do not understand. Neth informs me from time to time. When I heard of this Frostbreakers, I remember hearing those names whispered from a particular group. Faces I don't remember, ragtag in nature. One of them was a pupil of Neth's. An older woman. Creeping through the halls of Nethril. Some kind of clan, Ghostwood, I think they said. Hearing them tell tales of a strange group of folk from all walks of life, and a particular person bathed in silver metal with a rose insignia. It was then that I had faith. But my boy, if they reach the seal, and they break it through, and the Titans are released.
Mother, quick question. Because the signal's getting real bad. We probably should get better connection. My blood, can it affect the seal? It did something weird in the past, which is why the Asgardians wanted me so much. Is there any connection?
Yes, my boy, yes. Your blood runs through my veins as mine does yours. The Asgardians, they wanted to keep you around, safeguarding you as a tool for the moment if it struck. They could use your blood to keep the seal closed or break it open. Odin cannot be trusted. His lust starts to become a bit wispier and becomes whole again. The love for his son, unnatural, unwavering. His judgment is clouded. He will do whatever it takes to get him back. If their lines break through, if the seal is broken, you are the only thing that can keep it closed. And I not know what sacrifice it will take to keep it closed.
I know.
You say the Prince of Frost has been taking your memories.
Oh yeah, 100%. Gaslighting at its finest.
You hold within you not only the memories of yourself, but the memories of me, the memories of the Oak Lord. It is a powerful well of arcane. If the time comes and the seal is broken and needs to be held whole, It might take all of you. You might be a blank slate at the end of all this. Your friends, your past. It might all be forgotten again.
Mother, as I said before, family first. They are my family. I'll do what I can, do what I must.
You are a guardian of all the realms, Oswick, not just the material plane. Your essence, your purpose has always been to be the kindest to the broken dandelion, to the smallest insect, to friends all around. I have no doubt you will fulfill your purpose, and you will be the guiding light that shines the realms whole again. I miss you, my son. I miss you terribly. I have never forgotten you, Oswick. Every update I get, every sign of your story unfolding has been nothing but a blessing. Your story is not done yet. A great darkness is coming, a cataclysm of untold precedents, eons of prophecies, tales all coming to a center point. You and your friends will be at the center of all of this. You have your parents' courage, wisdom, and power. You have not yet unlocked what your true potential is, Oswick. Your connections to these realms it dives deeper than you'll ever know. As a hand outstretches towards you, as the legs start to mist out and become uncorporeal, my son, one last gift from your queen, your mother, your friend. Bits of black mist sort of wisp out like threads, almost like pastels, wisping around, circling as this black shadow and mist comes from her hand, stretching out from her wrist, forearm, as the rest of her kind of blows away. The arm outstretches and kind of envelops into your nostrils and into your eyes, into your ears, and into your mouth. Almost like an inhaler, this breath of vitality and life kind of sinks into you as the rest of her being kind of delegates into particles, into the sky, into the caverns above. I will always be with you, my son. And you hear a slight whisper in your ear. She's wonderful. I approve. Not that you need it. Give him hell, son. Give him hell.
I fucking love my mom. Wow.
As you look around, shadowy visage no longer there. the bioluminescence of the various vegetation in these underground caverns, illuminating various parts of the rock walls. As you sit there on that particular rock, cross-legged, your armor kind of bouncing off the neon lights of blues and greens and pinks, as the ripples in the water kind of pillar out from the strong connection being severed.
I have a question. Do I know what she gave me, or was it like this inspiration?
It's a feeling. Not sure what it is.
Okay. I feel like it's probably something I should ask. There's probably no point in me rolling an inside check to determine what that is. It's just one of these, like, it's a really nice feeling that's mysterious. Don't know yet.
Pretty much. You're not quite privy as to what exactly that connection was or what that boon or gift may be just yet. But you feel it circulating around your body, this sort of goosebump-like feeling kind of going through your skin.
You know, probably better than a pony. But I just stretch my arms.
As you stretch your arms, you put your hand out. These sort of black, misty tendrils go up from your wrist. And a black longsword reaches out from your wrist into your hands, wisps of shadow coming off them. And then you let go. Turns into cloud.
What the fuck? Oh, man. Can I determine what it is if I just do it again? Just like... This time, I'll do it more playfully, because this is just so strange. And I do the whole thing, not aiming at my face. I had the thought, I was like, nope. And then just like...
Kind of reach out with your hand, try to do it again, your other arm resting here. A massive shield suddenly falls out from your other forearm. Wisps of shadow trailing off of it. And then falls off in a puff of smoke.
This is gonna take some work getting used to, but we'll figure this out. You know, it's probably not aim at my face. Okay, cool. I need therapy. Is my watch about done right around this time?
I'd say so.
Okay. Do I by chance, I hate to metagame and ask out the party, do we know the rotation order of the shifts?
I think that.
I think I was supposed to go next.
Oh,
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember. I know that we had all volunteered, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'll pick, I guess.
Yeah.
Go
Okay.
for it.
I'll go and pick. I go up, walking casually. My casual is not really casual, but for the sake of the bit, it's as casual as it can be. And I walk over and be extra careful. And I hover over Tarek. My face is just like,
God fucking damn it.
ooh. No. Okay. I gently tap Tarek's shoulder. I'm like,
Strange. What do you want? What's happening?
well, so you should just like step off for a moment. We need to talk. Not like in a bad. Okay, it's sort of bad, but like, you need to know this stuff.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. I was about to say, I thought we already had a talk. Do we need
Oh
another
no,
one
this
now?
has to do with like your home and stuff. And I figured, seeing as I made a promise to a certain someone that I would try and be a better person and not let my emotions get in the way of everything. And also, I still respect you. You need to know.
Oh, well, I still respect you. Greatly, in fact.
This me, I'm
I'm-
like,
yeah, I get it. Yeah, okay, I'm coming. Stands up. It's like, yes, what?
so
Just follow you.
I will tell the party this in the morning,
Mhm.
but they need their rest. There's a chance that you might still be able to reason with Odin. I talked to my mother. It was weird. She's really nice, but she told me a couple of things that we should be.
What? Hold on. What?
Yeah, I reach my hand out, and I'm thinking longsword. Can I? No. So do I just look like a freaking weirdo right now? Just like. Fuck.
Strange. Like places a hand on your shoulder, just like, I know you said everyone else need their rest. Do you need?
Oh,
Have you been sleeping well? Do
I'm
you
definitely gonna get my rest, right? But like, I did talk to my mother. I'm pretty sure was John's other twin, the clone. He was awake the entire time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Beta doesn't
He
sleep, so
was,
Beta's just sitting there going.
Okay, so listen. If you doubt my word, the beta, that one saw everything, didn't you?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
You fucking seriously, but like Tarek,
I
I put my hands.
37 on deception.
Tarek. Fucking. You know what? I don't care that you broke your elbow. Okay, I don't give. Okay, but
You know
I'm
what?
gonna
I don't
put
care
my-
that you broke your jaw.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
put
broke my everything.
I put my hands on Tarek. I'm like, listen, trust me when I say this.
I trust
Swear
you.
on this, as someone who completely has the capacity to do harm against Asgardians, but I'm not.
Yeah, we've had it again. Are you
We-
sure
we
we,
did,
haven't
we
had this
did.
discussion before? Are you
But
now?
Odin
Are
is
you
not
going
in the
back
right
on this
place.
now? Are you sure?
He's not as terrible. Well, I'm biased, but his heart is not in the
Yeah.
right place.
It's
He
on the
needs
left.
to- Shut the fuck.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Just in unison. Shut up.
Shut up. He needs to see reason. With the loss of his son and the idea that it might be my people's doing.
He's been different ever since.
So there's still a chance. You could reason with them, talk with them. You're really good at talking with people. Me, not so much. Another
You can
thing.
try.
Yeah, you do, and you do it really well.
He's all right.
Fiend, I swear, we only need one of you.
But
He's
Not
probably gonna
somehow
kill me in the
more
morning.
annoying.
look, sorry. My blood has the potential to seal away the Titans. Now, it's okay though. Last resort, but I'll be fine.
Are we talking?
No,
Slice your hand, little bit of blood fixes
Yes,
everything. Are we talking?
I'll be okay.
Are you sure?
I'm more than sure. I'll be okay. So, we get Fiend's stat. We make our way, whatever we can, but I need to get to Mithrin Dane. I need to get close to that seal. And if worse comes to worse, if we can't stop it, I'll do what I can. But I know for certain that, respectfully, not to be that guy, but my blood will play a crucial role into stopping it. That's why the Asgardians wanted me around. I don't hate them for it anymore. It's neighboring nations need to have the advantage. I get it. I do the same. Probably not, but
It's still not right.
it's not. But I get it. And I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But you need to know this. Because I believe in you. I do. I wouldn't have given you what I have left of my party members if I didn't. From the very beginning, I believed in you. Sure, we've made mistakes. We've slipped up. And maybe sometimes my intrusive thoughts get in the way, and maybe I do want to push you sometimes. But I've never once
I think you're not
doubted
the
you.
only one.
Yeah, it's mutual. But I've never once doubted you.
I've never
I
doubted
know.
you too.
We will succeed. Because you are with us.
Strange. I know you said it's a last resort, but it must be a last resort.
I know.
If there is any other way, we have to take it. Because we can't lose you.
You won't lose me. I'll be fine. The Asgardians are pretty sure of that. I've done it once before, I think. I'd do it again.
Done it once before.
It's a memory I still need to remember, but you know, with Gloom, I don't know what they are anymore, but my blood played a crucial role last time. I fought with Asgardians before I really knew what was going on. You know what you do when you're a spring of youth.
Yeah, when you don't have all your memories and certain people tell you certain things and you kind of just have to believe it, huh?
We can
I wouldn't
relate.
know anything
Yeah.
about that.
No, absolutely not.
Making
But-
poor decisions.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
But at least we can make poor decisions together.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if we're like it again, if it gets worse, you can count on me. I'll take care of it. Not for free, of course. I'll tease you the entire time, but hopefully your ego will be intact. Not that you have one. Not yet.
But yet. Well, I haven't quite let the God thing get to me just yet.
We'll see. Anyways,
Thunder does sound good, though.
oh God, I'm gone. I'm gonna lay down. You take care of yourself.
All right, you get some rest.
I'll try.
And
I'll lie
Harold,
down.
take a watch.
Roll perception.
I will do that. My perception is a 17.
17. So yeah,
Mhm.
just looking around. Beta Fiend just standing there in the corner, just looking around, picking dirt out of the fingernails. Not much going down. Just hear the dropping of water coming down from the cave ceiling into that pool of water below. A couple of little cracks and creaks of sort of insects rolling around in rocks and things like that. But other than that, nothing comes to head.
Okay. During my watch, I need to look at some stuff because I have some items I need to work out what they do. I remembered they are somewhere. So I have the black ring from the solar, which I still don't know what it does. And I also have in my inventory a black orb with lightning inside, but I never worked out what that was. I believe that came from the treasure hoard inside the bag, the bag man. Never worked out what it did. I've still got it.
Pull out the bag, man.
I was gonna say.
Well, to be completely transparent, I don't have any of those on file right now. So maybe at the start of next session, well, if you want to know what those are, I can have those for you. But
Made a fiend. What are those? Oh shit! Dropped
yeah,
it.
anything that are
Like it.
items from like months ago.
Hmm.
Need a little time to prepare to remember what they have. I have the doc somewhere, but
Do you have the one for the solar ring, or is that?
Solar
It's
ring.
relatively recent. Hmm. Yeah, I just have black ring from solar written down. It has abjuration magic. That's all I know so far.
From our lovely producer in the background. The solar ring wasn't magical from what I remember.
Oh, okay. I had abjuration magic written
I'm
down.
pretty
But...
sure it was just a signet ring. I think it was important because it was like, wow, you killed this guy. And that was like what
Okay,
it was.
I wasn't sure.
Its signet was a
I'm
schmedium
very sure
shirt.
specifically related to that creature.
Ah,
So it may have been
okay.
residual magic left over.
Other than that,
You wanna send out some sendings?
if I had the spell slot,
I
sure.
know, right? Spell slots.
I do have one. I can send one sending. So many people to contact.
Well, we
I
know
have
where
one.
Ilya is. To remind
We
you,
know where Ilya
we know where
is.
Ilya is. In Avernus.
We do know where the bards are, unless anything has changed with them.
When I wake up, I can change my spell slots to have sending as well, so I can also
That's
rip
fair.
it and grip it when I get up.
The last
That's
time we
fair.
heard from, because now we know Ecstasy is in Avernus with Ilya. Thayer and Salil were in Asgard. Last we knew.
Mm-hmm. So we know where most people are. Do you know what? He would probably do this just to check in, just to make sure. He'd probably just to find out what's happening with that, because it was never really confirmed what happened. He will do a sending to Nakari and basically just ask, did you ever find Mom and Dad in Baldur's Gate? Because they were around there.
Right.
So just something to that effect, literally just a sending to be like, Mom and Dad were around that area. Did you find them?
Okay.
Because that was the whole thing, is they were supposed to go to a ball.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because we never know how long ahead that
You would-
got,
you would try
because we were
sending it-
gone for a while in terms of time here, so time passed, so I didn't know where they were at.
Right, because you
And
had tried
then,
sending them.
then they all just showed up, and it was like,
You had tried sending
Oh,
them
okay.
a message like, "Hello, I am your son. Like, sorry that I've been missing."
yeah, I
all
did
this
that.
time."
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
your
because
son.
I told them not to go.
Yes.
I remember
This
that.
is not
That
a
was the
real
last
circle.
time that we've heard from them.
That was the last time I'd heard from them.
That was so long ago.
The ball is a ploy in your car's extended warranty.
Music change.
So, sending. What is it that you're asking?
25 words. Okay. Hello, Nakari. Checking in again. Should be there soon-ish. Did you find Mom and Dad? They were in Baldur's Gate. Is that 20? Last I knew. Love you.
Okay. So, You sitting there alone in the underground cavern, send that signal out. That's sending. Now that you're not in the Feywild, which we found out had a bit of a time displacement to it, time went a lot slower in the Feywild than it did out here. Send that out, and you wait. And you feel an itch in the middle of your palm. Not very noticeable at first, but it gets a bit more intense. Start to scratch it a little bit. It's a bit more intense. Look in your palm, and there's a tiny bead of light.
Uh-oh.
Just a tiny little yellow and orange marble of light that's just slowly erupting in your hand.
This is new. What is... I'll try and, like, see if I can grab it with my other hand. Can I, like, grab it, or is it not a physical thing?
It is physical.
Oh, I will...
Take it out of your palm, and it hurts. It's like taking out a thorn. It's like,
oh, wow.
Ah! And it kind of burns and singes a bit. You're holding this thing, you're looking inside of it as these orange and yellow swirls kind of collide around. Starts to become hot in your fingers.
Oh.
White hot.
Oh, God. I guess I drop it. Ow. Pain.
Ah! You drop it. Ting, 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 ting. Falls on the rocky ground, rolls a little bit. This flame jettisons from the marble.
Oh, no.
Almost like a tree catching on fire, it climbs up in a cylindrical form.
Oh, shit. Mjolnir immediately in hand.
And you're kind of taking a step back, and these forms start to pillar out like a tapestry, surrounding around this tree. These humanoid shapes and bodies tied, sat on the ground. And you can see your dad, your mom, and Nakari bundled together against this tree. Seem to be tied to it. They're looking around. Hear kind of muffled voices. And this visage kind of burning a bit silently. It's not a lot of noise accompanied with the flame as of like a real flame would. This is some sort of ethereal, arcane, illusionary trick of some kind.
We've been waiting for you, Tarek.
Fuck.
As this shoulder kind of gleams into this fiery visage, bulbous and round curved back.
Your family misses you, my old soldier.
What do you want?
They're waiting to be saved, Tarek. Come, save them.
She's saying,
Where?
she's saying Tarek? What is he talking into?
Where?
You know where. The Autumn Court, my boy. They're
And that slender, elongated hand of Mammon puts his hand over his other. That bulbous yellow form, although it's kind of wreathed in flame, kind of similar to that sort of Harry Potter visage of when Sirius Black kind of comes out of the fire pit. This just dancing illusionary flame is just being projected out to you.
You've tried so hard to sever the connection between us. Fraz might not want anything to do with you, but our relationship is too strong to just be set aside. We are a part of each other, Derek. You can hold as many hammers as you want, or as many tools as you can find. Try to prune away the person you were. You're still that scared little tiefling, trying to find his purpose in the world.
I found my purpose, and I found my people. I'm not afraid of you anymore.
We shall test that.
We will. We will. You know, it's funny. I know that outside of Vernus, you won't truly die. I can kill you, but you'll just return back to Vernus. I'm just gonna feel back. You'll have time to cower away before I find you again and kill you a second time. This time permanently.
I can't wait for our meeting, Tarek. Maybe you'll be able to save your family and all the souls we've been gathering for the special day. Your friend Ilias certainly didn't make it very easy. I want to let you know that they tried. They tried so hard to save your family. But alas, their sacrifice meant nothing.
Sacrifice? I mean, you killed them.
Why spoil the surprise?
I'll see you in hell, Mammon.
We'll reunite very soon. Make the right choice, Tarek. Just like back in that mansion with our old friend, the Goristro. Save yourself. Save your real family. Take what you can get and run. It's what you're best at. Quit pretending to be a hero. You're wearing the armor of genocidal maniacs. You
And I wore something different when I worked with you. You're no better.
I'm not trying to kill a whole race of beings, and you're seemingly their star captain. You left one manipulative relationship right into the arms of another.
That's what I did when I left Fres for you.
It's what you did when you went crawling to Odin, seeking his light, getting away from the warmth of the Underdark and the heroes below. You're rudderless without a sail, Tarek. You need a direction. You have to be an instrument. You can't just be.
I thought that for a long time. I really did. I made mistakes. But I'm done. I'm done being used by anyone. I'm in control now.
We'll see. I wonder how Odin will feel when he lays eyes upon his true son. See you soon.
The fiery visage dissipates back into the underground cave under the Canyon of Lost Souls.
He's gonna die an extremely painful death. Just says that to nothing. And really not really got anything else he can do now. He's gonna just sit and think about what he just saw, about what Strange told him. Yeah. He had a plan, or at least the beginnings of a plan, and it's all falling into place now. So, yeah, just sits and thinks about what he's gonna have to do.
Okay. As your watch comes up, who would you like to pick to go next?
Who wants to go next?
There's only one watch left, right?
Yeah, last one.
Okay, I can take the last one.
Yeah, I can do, yeah.
Cool.
Tarek will come over to you and kind of just kind of kneel down, just lightly shake you.
She just, yeah.
All right.
She just holds your face. Like, good morning.
It's time for a watch.
She
Last
just
one.
kind of squishes your face, like, not greatly, but she's having a good time as she's still, like, bleary-eyed. You know, you're really good.
It's not quite morning yet. Time for a watch.
Shh. And she just smushes your, it's just, you're good for squishing. Okay, I'm getting up.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Needed that.
Yeah, and she just kind of gently slaps your face. Good night.
Good night.
She just
And
sits
he will
on
lay down.
her little like log and just it's one of these for like a good 45 minutes. And she wakes up. But she's pretty much just gonna take watch, but she does fiddle with the ring that she has from the Skeleton Key gang.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not gonna like actually try to activate it, but in her mind she's thinking of that same old guy, and she's like, I don't know, I guess you should prepare your asshole because we're about to come bust you out. And she's just kind of like saying that to herself, but saying it to the ring. And then we'll see who's gonna be cool enough for the Skeleton Gang anyways. And she's just like having a good like taunt to herself. And then she thinks about it and she's like, I hope this isn't like an always on kind of thing, you know? But yeah, she just kind of talks to it and is like, you know, your son's kind of an asshole, but I like him a lot and he's my best friend. Come, you know, she's like walking him through the entire step process of what their plan's gonna be. Like, we'll probably sneak in and that's not gonna work, and then we're gonna get into a fight, and then we're gonna probably cause a prison riot. And she's just like going through this like 18-step plan in case he can hear her. And she's just gonna keep watch for the night.
They so badly just want to be like, you hear a subtle.
I hope so. That's what she hopes for.
Okay, roll perception.
Oh no, I'm good at these. Okay, that was not terrible as far as
Yeah, it's
I
fucking
go.
beta feed.
LOL,
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
Beta Fiend!
Oh
And as she, like, when she hears him go, oh god, she's geeky, she's like, just really on one tonight. She's like, she did pick up, you're dumb. And then continues back on her bullshit. It's a 15 for perception.
15.
Mhm.
So as you're kind of walking sort of in concentric circles, kind of going over your plan and hoping that Fiend's dad can hear you. Again, it's mostly just damp rocks and sludge and water and, you know, all things you'd find in underground caverns.
Yeah.
But you do kind of notice something a bit out of the ordinary that you didn't notice before. You see a single flower. It's a short stem, kind of wedged between a couple rocks, sort of just out and curved up. And it's a black rose.
Oh, that's cute. Me, Saf, thinks that's cute. Ramiro, like, this thing is sick. It's probably damaged. And she is gonna go pick it selfishly.
Go up to pick it. I'll look at it for a minute. You see the top of it start to wither and turn to dust.
Oh no, I was gonna
Top
get this.
down, almost like blowing on a dandelion as it.
Oh.
But in that breaking of the petals, you hear a slight whisper on the wind. Just float past your ear. Please take care of
Well, that could be anyone. And she just kind of quietly says that to herself. I was gonna pick that for Strange.
No, that was his mother.
She turns around.
I've been here the whole time.
No, Beta, you've made that very clear that you've been here the whole time.
Like a fly on the wall.
Not a fly, you're way too obvious for that.
Like a cicada on the wall.
Yes, much more, actually frighteningly accurate. What are you saying? What about the mother?
His mom was here. From shadowy visage, they had a really nice heart-to-heart. It was wonderful.
And you just watched all of it happen?
I don't have anything better to do.
That's true. You should try
No.
hand puppets.
I don't sleep. I just watch y'all watch. And for some reason, every night when one of you goes on watch for at least a couple hours, something interesting happens.
You know, that is bizarre. It's probably because we have the ear of the gods, but you know that it could be a myriad of things.
Yes. I reckon that Tyrek had an interesting watch too.
And what did that look like?
Mammon.
Oh, no, say that one again.
Fiery demon devil in fire. And Ilya's probably dead.
And why didn't Tarek say anything? Do we have to fight or?
Probably because it's 3 in the morning.
Sure. That's never stopped us from fighting before.
Right. Well, he wasn't physically. He was in
You rubbing the 2 brain cells you have together?
Well, it's probably because half my skull's missing.
I can see.
I only have 2 HP left.
And that's what's rubbing together, I see.
Right. Autumn Court. Apparently, it's a conglomerate of all of the evil villains. Yep, that's what I've been doing here, is just listening.
Why am I getting Korg vibes from you?
My friend Make.
Yeah, I've just been here the whole time.
Right,
Just been
right,
watching.
I've been
watching
here.
and waiting.
Just, it was Noobmaster 99 here making fun of me again. It's hurting my feelings.
Wow, eventful night. To be fair, out of all of those, mine was not that interesting. So, to be fair.
Yeah, no,
Nothing
yours
to
is
do.
interesting in the sense that I've been made fun of quite a bit.
You are built after fiends, so it's only right that that happens. Also, you shouldn't be offended by that. Where's your tough skin? I don't understand.
Well, I am Fiend, and Fiend is me. We have the same personality, memories, and everything. My personality is a little drained, considering I'm at the end of my life.
Are you feeling okay about that?
Oh yeah, you know, it's mortality and such. I always knew I was kind of a doll of a sort.
That sounds sad.
Well, you know, tools are tools. Fiend knows that, and therefore I know that.
And what does Fiend then think about his party? Tools?
Well, that was probably what he thought in the beginning, yeah. It's maybe evolved quite a bit.
Just like your accent.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm trying to make sure there's a clear distinction between
Yeah,
Beta
I know, I
Fiend
get
and
it.
Fiend,
I'm just loving it.
Fiend and also British Fiend?
and also British Fiend. Right. Bright Lord, Dark Lord, what's the difference?
Sure. Well, I suppose I know who they is then. They are in this message context. Well,
What?
and she kind of just stares off into middle distance. That's a lot
Who are
to
you
take in.
assigning these pronouns to? I have to report to Fiend what I saw and talked about. And
She
if I'm
just looks at them and goes, "Right, we're done here." And then
Well, I can't report if I'm confused.
at the end, I'm assuming this is the end of the watch, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
She goes over to Strange first and gives them a little kiss on their forehead and gently taps them to, "Come on, wake up, time to get up. Let's go." And she goes to turn to go start to get everybody else up.
So she's just gonna reach up like an uppies sort of thing. Like, "Oi,
Not the uppies.
okay, come here real quick. Hold on. Hey, you.
Yes.
Hey." And like Strange just gently pulls you in for a kiss. Mwah. Gotcha. Falls out on the ground.
That's not gonna buy you more time. Get up.
Ah.
And then she goes and wakes everybody else up.
My abacus is broken.
It was adorable.
I don't know what we've done to deserve this Cheide, but oh my god.
Afterwards, she goes, "Wait, I forgot. I was gonna pick you a rose, but it was black and it was cool, and you got me a rose that one time, and then I was gonna give it to you, but then it disappeared into a shadowy smoke and gave me a message.
Stop being cute. I can't crawl to kiss you. I'm just on the ground.
I guess
This-
you'll have to suffer then."
Ah! Ah! Just like screaming out. Because
Not
if you
the
haven't
shriek.
woken up people already, I am.
We're all sap and just watch this happen. has
Why are they
no
so
idea.
dramatic? Good morning, everyone. It's time to get up and save the world again.
Oh, is it
Right.
worth saving the world if we just have to keep saving the world?
She just pats Farrell's head. "You know, I was thinking the same thing, my friend, but you know what will cure you? Coffee. Coffee will cure you."
That
You
And
have coffee.
Go Peppy.
I have
Awesome.
powdered coffee, in which case, yes, but also no.
Can I
Hmm.
just eat the coffee?
If you take some and put it on your lower
That's
lip, you'll just
Tarek,
absorb
let
the
me have
caffeine
this.
that way. The military does it all the time.
Tarek, let me just eat the coffee.
So we're the
grounds.
military now.
It might as well be. And she just sticks a finger in your mouth and it's like, "Blah."
Nope. He's just like, nope. No, thank you.
Accept the caffeine, Eric.
Nope.
You just hear like, I'm all right. It's fine.
Jesus
That
Christ.
Beta?
No caffeine for me.
Is that Beta or is that regular?
that was regular Fiend.
Little pixie dust for you.
Little pixie dust.
I mean,
God
he spent a
damn,
lot
I
of
wish
time in the
Dill
Feywild.
Meadowweed was here.
Yeah, I was gonna say he spent all that
Dill
time in the Feywild.
Meadowweed.
You have coffee grounds, and I would much.
So maximum security prison today, gang?
Just your average day for the Frostbreakers.
Oh, wait.
I do
Wait.
believe it's probably time for that.
I remember. I have to tell you guys something. I just remembered. So, I talked to my mom last night.
And she looks over at Beta Fiend and is like, oh, you were telling the truth.
Beta
Oh,
Fiend, I do that quite a lot.
now you're saying it. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Harry just looks
Beta Fiend
entirely
is like,
unfazed, by the way.
Fiend is like, I do that quite a lot. I'm not sure why everybody's surprised by that.
You've lied before.
That's Beta Fiend saying it.
How was your
Hey.
mom?
Talk to my mom. Right.
Was she nice?
Oh yeah,
Is
no,
she
she's
busy?
great. We were going to have it way back and forth, but we didn't have enough time. Connection's bad. You know how it is. You know,
Can
bad
you hear me now?
reception.
Was she here?
No, she was, but she showed up as like a manifestation of shadow. You know.
That makes sense for her.
Oh yes, I do know.
Is she
So-
sending an army?
Did Neth get there?
Neth did get there. They need a hobby, right?
do.
Definitely need a hobby.
Yeah.
No, I was
Barrel
able
flashback
to get
being
some
chopped liver.
valuable information. Now, so, oh, I gotta think. This is out of character. Do I tell the party about Odin?
I need art of Ramir doing this
Told me.
at all times so I can just put as a reactionary
So,
thing to
my
people.
mother told me a couple of things. One, something I'll have to tell you later, Amira, in privacy. Privacy. I don't know. My accent's fading, probably because I hit my head. But so Odin, I was sort of wrong. I'll admit that. Odin is misled. Strange is just like, you can see like the veins popping, like where I was slightly wrong. Odin believes that the Fae had something to do with his son, getting dead, So he's sort of driven by the rage, and war is going to happen. Definitely, for sure. Hopefully we can stop that. And I told you guys about like my blood, right? Like, how the Asgardians used it.
Yep.
So it's why my mom couldn't come back, because she used herself to seal the Titans away, which is how we won the first time against the Titans. And that's why the Asgardians want to keep me around, because they could use my blood however they wanted to stop or unleash the Titans. I forgot that. That was a big thing. So that happened. Yeah,
so just your normal like parent-child visit, really.
Yeah. And my mom has heard of us.
Oh.
We're famous even down there, That's
I don't
Wow.
know if that's a good or bad thing.
The brand is working.
yeah,
Good job,
no, absolutely. She
Fiend is running our marketing team. You're right.
yeah, she thinks
Fiend
we're
literally came up with the name.
Yep.
I thought it
she
was
thinks-
stupid at first. But
Yep, we're
if it
all
works,
great.
It works.
Yep. That's what she said. She said, "Wow, you're so awesome."
I feel like
She
parents
doesn't
embellishing
sound
it
like
a little
that.
bit, but you know what? That's fine. Either way, I appreciate it. And thank
Yeah.
you for telling us.
So, don't worry. So I guess I could say this: if worse comes to worse, push comes to shove, I got it. Don't worry about it. Sprinkle a little bit of blood, put a little bit like a,
I'm
seasoning.
all for the sprinkling.
Hey,
of
every time you
blood.
say, every time Sir Strange says something, Fiend kind of looks to Beta Fiend, and Beta Fiend goes,
Oh my god. Ramira frowns the longer she hears this story. Her frown just gets like deeper and deeper and deeper as you're like, I just sprinkle a little bit of blood on there. She's just
Maybe just a little bit, perhaps a liter. I don't know
Just a little bit,
quantities.
just a little bit.
I don't
Well,
really mind.
my mom sort of had to almost kick the bucket for to get done, but mom's alive. Mom's alive, definitely alive. So,
Strange, what's this got to do with kicking a bucket? Why are we kicking buckets
it's
now?
a woke thing. Sorry, it's a woke thing. But we're good. So, here's the plan. Well, I think we've got a plan. We save Fiend's papa, right?
Mhm.
We do the thing. We go in there. We go stealth mode. Probably not me, right? But we go there. We save the papa. We got a really awesome papa, and then we do all sorts of crazy stuff as the Frostbreakers do.
So
like that
your
plan.
plan is our normal chaos.
Right. I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you can't be with my mom.
That actually is a very good answer. I'm so glad you cleared that up now.
I know
be with
you're like
Ramir
a
as
shadow thing, but like the rules of cool. Don't try and sleep with my mom.
It did have a translation to the shadow thing.
Okay,
So
cool.
That more or less answered my question. Second question. Did anything else before we travel on from this location happen throughout the night that we need to be aware of?
From my end, no. Just saw my mom, gave me really cool information, apparently gave me some cool stuff. Wasn't a pony, but you know, we'll just get with it.
That's disappointing.
So,
Yeah.
in the last 2 days, Ramirez seen my dad. You've seen your mom. And I've seen all of our friends in hell.
And I've seen all of you go through this. Yeah.
I think we should stop seeing and start doing. All right, then.
I'm already putting like the coffee bean, just like,
Well, if nobody else has anything.
Girls munching on hers.
There's
Oh, what's that?
something.
Tarek,
What? Derek.
you also see something. Was it your parents?
We don't
Are
need
you-
to go to
Are you
Baldur's Gate
serious?
anymore.
What do you mean?
We don't need to go to Baldur's Gate.
Why? What happened? Your family's going
Mammon's
to meet
got them.
us. Where?
In
All three of them.
In Avernus?
Autumn caught. They're gonna be
What?
part of the ritual.
Why
He's
is
gonna
he
be
in the
there.
autumn?
well, if we're trying to raise, war between realms and all of that, and open gates, that makes sense that they're there.
He's trying to lure me in. He wants me to do exactly what he thinks I'll do, which is go there and try and save them. That's what he wants.
Is
What
he
he's always wanted.
just brought your family?
okay.
Is anyone else?
There
So-
are others. I mean, well, there are a lot of people who are going to be there. They've been collecting people for a long time. It's what
Yeah.
is why Mammon's been doing these get-togethers, bringing people together. He's been bringing them together for this. He sacrificed all at
probably
once,
has Caitlin.
probably.
Good part.
Also,
Oh,
Question.
Fiend,
Okay.
you said you saw Ilya, right?
Among the bards and most of our comrades, yes.
ecstasy.
Ecstasy, yes.
Well, good news, they made it. Bad news, don't know what state they're in. Hammond mentioned that they tried to protect my family.
He looks
Tried is the key word.
He looks to Beta Fiend for confirmation, like, is this what happened? Did they try to Are they okay?
I don't know. He didn't specify. I'm sorry.
That way. So we just have to get there. Quickly.
Yeah.
Which means that we need more allies, which means Dad first. And then from there, maybe we'll find some more people that are willing to help us.
Yeah.
Right.
I was really hoping they wouldn't get dragged into this again.
I'm gonna very gently put a hand on Tarek's shoulder. Nakari's strong. Survive this one.
We have more important things to do. We have to go.
Nakari's got this. So strange.
Question. So
He's very much brushing all of this off. just so
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
He's
yeah. I know this.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot to like unpack. So are they at Mithrandane right now? Are they there?
Was that the impression I got, Kevin?
You saw.
He only said the Autumn Court, so
He said the Autumn Court. He said, didn't say Mithrandane specifically. You just saw like this fiery illusionary image put towards you of your family kind of tied up to a very large tree. You
Yeah.
heard whispers and murmurs of lots of other people kind of in the background. But with all of these points kind of converging on Mithrandane, could
It would
probably
make the
think
most
that they might
sense.
be nearby or in the
Yeah.
area.
It would make the most sense that they would be there. I don't know why he would just pick somewhere else in the Autumn Court to go, so most likely yes.
Oh no, my dad. Well, we're gonna save your family. We're gonna repel in and gonna be like, sup, boom, right in the face. We got this.
I'm gonna kill Mammon.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll help.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Pretty doable, and she like pretends to check the sky even though they're underground. I think it's a perfectly good time to raid a prison, go to Mithrandane or the Autumn Court, whatever you want to call it, and kick some butts today or tomorrow.
There
We'll
seems
see how
great
far
for
we get
this.
through.
No other seems good for this.
Shall
Well.
we away?
No time like the present.
Fiend?
Yes. Patience. Very, very thin. Prison.
Murder.
Crumble.
Just for clarification before we actually get into the whole prison thing, are we letting go everyone, or is that just if they get let go, they get let go, and then we'll just like?
I mean,
Is that
I mean,
an
it
in-character
depends
question?
how.
Yeah, is that in character?
Yeah.
Was an addict.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's in. Pharaoh's like, just in case like we let everyone go, are we letting them all
I mean,
go? Or are
we
just
don't
letting-
have to let everyone go, right? There's probably some really bad people in there.
I mean,
Well,
There's some really bad
it-
people in here.
It
Yes, I'm
depends-
very acquainted
touche.
with that fiend.
It depends how accurate we can be with this.
so if we need a distraction, we let them all go.
doorway.
Got it. Cool.
If
Thank you,
only
Ted.
we had
If
a
we
way to
can-
find out what cell this gentleman was in through
Hmm,
some kind of conversational piece.
Only we had a way.
Right, torture.
Yes. Yes. Arson. Arson.
Arson
She's gonna like
is
tap the
property
ring
damage.
and be like, "Is this thing on? Hello, sir.
Gotcha.
Hello."
Okay. I just want a clarification. So let's go.
So,
If I knew him, I could try and do ascending, but I don't. So
I could send to him.
you have
Yep.
met him. You could do that.
So, I don't know. Maybe I just got it off Fiend or maybe Toon at some point. But I am a strong proprietor against not liking government establishment. So if an opportunity presents itself
Mm-hmm.
where I can cause chaos, because I believe in anarchy and that the principle of law is to oppress the people, I will do so. I will restrain myself if you say, no, Strange, don't do this. But if I have the plan to overthrow a government, I will do so.
My darling, are you saying you'd like to just throttle this entire maximum security prison and possibly let out a bunch of serial killers and terrible
Don't you
people?
ever get tired sometimes? Don't you just
Always.
want to go ape shit? You know, it's. I won't.
There could
But-
be some pretty bad people in there, I will
You
admit.
can do whatever you
pretty
want
bad
to.
people.
Probably
I'm just trying to
avoid
stay
letting them out.
focused. Hey, Kevin, does the ring work? Like, if she's like fiddling around with it to be like, what cell are you in? Where is your location?
Hello.
As the kids are answering.
Tell
phones,
me where
like,
you
hello.
are!
Instead of this, the youngins are like,
Hello.
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 As far as you can tell with the ring, how it's worked so far, it seems to be activated from one way.
That's so stupid. You should check your technology. What if I needed you? And she's like slapping the ring around. I can cast sending and see if he knows anything about his location.
I'm sure there's probably some sort of anti-magical field, but
Then how did he send a message through the ring?
I am not entirely positive.
Yeah, acts as a conduit. Either way,
I'm trying to
Magic?
figure out how we're getting there. Sorry, excuse me.
He's looking through the yellow pages.
I can,
Prison,
if
prison.
there's a tree or something nearby, I know it's Icewind
prison.
Dale. I can always report this to be a plan.
PR, prison.
Question: is that weird slug thing still with us, or did they? I forgot. Did they leave?
Tivix has a name and they're precious, and
That
you do not
weird
forget my
slug
boy.
Thing.
I'm sorry.
He's not
Listen,
a slug, he's an octopus.
They're not
Tivix
great.
went back before you guys rested. You sent off Tivix to go back to their
Mm.
village
Reality
to let
overgoes
their
gravity.
people know like what you guys did, and to hopefully maybe gain some allies through them.
Well, I guess I won't try to call him and ask for his location.
Did you say you could teleport us there through a tree?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes, I have transport via plant.
Is there a plant in this place that we are at current time?
I can find one.
You make a plant,
I
grow a
make a-
tree.
I was about to say I make a
Let's
plant.
say you could
like,
use
that's the
druid
whole thing.
crop.
I make a plant.
Make a
like-
plant.
I can make one. Hold on. As the pharaoh just grows a decently large tree.
It's a bush. What
I was
about,
gonna
like,
say,
4
what is
feet
it?
tall?
The tiny trees. Oh my gosh. They use-
Bonsai?
A bonz-
Yes.
bonsai?
Bonsai tree.
It's a tiny bonsai tree.
Oh my god, yes.
She
Alice
makes
in
a very
Wonderland's
large bonsai tree. A very
Yes.
large.
So
way
just a
larger
tree.
than it needs to be. But she gets carried away and is very focused on making this tree.
Good.
You kind of see that so that we do Druidcraft a giant bonsai tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's getting too carried away.
They're like, I could travel through trees, and you go over and just kind of put your hand down as the pebbles and rocks kind of like rumble away, and this gnarled bark sort of spins around and spines up, and then all the leaves kind of spread off and become kind of that top heavy, slender, truncated looking tree. And all the bright green vegetation just burrowing up on the top.
Once she's satisfied, she turns out.
Ta-da!
Don't make fun of me, fiend. Let me have my moment.
It's a very pretty tree.
Thank
The panda's a bit much, but
you. Okay, well,
Ramir just claps.
critics are critics. That's fine. So now we have to remember where the closest. I do. I have to remember where the closest tree to the prison was, or plants that we can.
Wasn't it all frozen wasteland?
well, there was a forest.
Was it-
There was a forest.
Yeah, we were close to the tree line. Don't be a
Tree line.
contrarian, Tarek. There's always little greenery somewhere.
There was a forest that we met that silver dragon in right after the prison.
That's
Oh my
true.
goodness, yes, we still have his little whistle that we can call him with.
Yes,
Probably.
fiends.
That could
You
be
still
helpful.
have that, right?
Yes.
I was gonna bring that up. Waiting for the right moment.
So, if we're being honest, We never went back to the cabin after Toon left.
Thought
He
Toon
said
had
that
had it,
he
though, and
gave it
handed
to you.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
he? Oh,
I
okay.
thought-
I got
thought-
a whistle that can call Silver Dragon.
There you
Woo!
go.
Yeah, he left it.
Sounds like we're about to have one for the final battle.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Yeehaw! Gonna
Okay.
blow that shit as soon as we get here.
Um,
Gonna ride around like Daenerys and fucking rain hell down on this prison
so I am
till it dies anticlimactically.
thinking in my head of
One hit.
poultry line that was in Icewind Dale right after the prison, and cast transport via plants.
Heyo.
Ayo.
Up, up, and
Since I've seen it,
away.
I can do that, and basically it creates a magical
Yo.
link that makes let us walk through.
All right. So you're gonna use that to try to transfer over to where the vegetation, the forest near where the prison was.
Yep, it makes a gateway. As long as it's a large tree, like as long as it's a large thing, like bigger than the people traveling through it. So I picturing, as long as I've seen the place or have touched the place, I can make the link. It can be at any distance. So as long as it's on the same. So yeah, I am casting that to create a magical link. That way we can all walk through it.
Okay.
So she steps over to this large bonsai tree and kind of like with her fingers carves out like a doorway, like, and then pushes on it to open.
Okay. So you see that a long sort of trunk kind of gets tall enough to be able to fit a human or a humanoid body through it. As you kind of wave your hand up as the trunk gets longer and longer, as that umbrella top of the bonsai tree sort of looms wide. You see Farrell walk up to the bonsai tree that was just created. As they lift their hands up, and the trunk becomes as tall as they are. And they stick their hand into the center as the sort of outline of green druidic energy starts to take hold. And this bright, sort of light blue and very swampy green coloration of portal energy just starts to pour out of this enormous bonsai tree that was just created in the dark of this cave. The light kind of illuminates all your faces in the slimy sort of cave rocks below, mirroring and ricocheting off the pool of water of the mirrored surface. Farrell kind of closes her eyes as that intention of Revel's End flows back to them. You start to feel a couple snowflakes fall out from the prison entrance, or the portal entrance.
Well,
Cold gust of wind.
I hope you're all ready with your winter clothes. I step through.
Farrell goes through.
Come on, I can only hold it for so long.
Yeah,
Damn
I
it, I'm
jumped
in
through.
summer clothes.
You better change then.
It's fine. I'll just have hard nipples. You walk through.
I don't care. Come on.
Yeah, Ramiro goes through, and I'm imagining Strange does too.
I am.
Sir Strange. Dark being the last one.
Tarek will hesitate for a moment. Just looks around what's left of this cave. Deep sigh. Then
Put
he
my
will
arm
step
out.
through.
I'll just put my arm out for Tarek's hand. Poke my head in. Come on.
Yeah, he'll just step on through.
As your party is whisked away through the traveling via plants, which I think is like one of the first times you pulled it off, actually. Your bodies just get sucked through this portal, and you leave the damp dryness, the sludginess of the underground caverns of the Canyon of Lost Souls as you are catapulted across the plains, across the material plane itself. And so one by one, just the last one to land being our boy Tarek, as your face just hits into a soot of snow. As the rest of you just saw this cacophony of the various lights and like brief glimpses of various topography and landscapes just lightning fast rocket through all of you as you all go head first, legs dangling behind you, kind of spat out of the tree line of the nearby forest near Revel's End. Tarek, you being the last one, just a little bit more force as it ends. The portal ends, kind of fall on all fours. Cold snow borne to your skin, violent winds ripping across all over as you all kind of stand up. That queasiness feeling kind of subsides from traveling at such lightning fast speeds.
Let it be known, I hate this place.
I forgot how cold it was.
I didn't.
Give me a second.
It's the worst.
Farrell steps
Ramirez
behind
like
the tree.
shivering.
Farrell steps behind the tree real quick and puts on her normal clothes because she was still wearing like that.
Oh, that's right. We were in
Yeah.
desert
So
clothes.
she's like, give me a sec, and goes and changes.
And all of you are just this blinding cold just kind of takes over all of you. So you only got like a split second to like change into like proper clothes before the cold just starts to
Ramir just
overtake
puts
you.
it on over top of her desert clothes. She just
Aw.
doesn't
Eric's
change
just
out
got
of them. She just
big
puts
coat.
them
I'd like to say, I'd like to add that as one of the resident armor people, I wore my gambeson still, so I think I'm pretty warm.
You're fine. You're great. Farrell's behind the tree, quickly changing it.
I was
I'm in
about
my
to say, I had-
element. Well, yes.
I had hoochie mama
Yeah,
clothing
Fiend
on.
was in a belly shirt, so like,
Anywhere.
Fiend
So
just
was
looks at Beta
Farrell.
Fiend, who is currently wearing his like suit,
Hand it over.
Aw.
and it over. Beta Fiend's made of snow and ice. He can fucking handle it.
alright.
You know what?
Do you have a
That's
naked
actually-
beta fiend trailing you now?
Oh no. I gave him the summer clothes.
Oh,
We just
okay.
like tagged out
Well,
again.
So beta fiend has normal clothes.
Yeah, Beta Fiend had like all of my like my suit and like suit jacket. and
Beta
everything
fiend
like
needs
that.
to roll me a Constitution saving throw for being in sub-zero temperatures.
Beta Fiend's made of snow and ice.
that's true.
He just like falls in your arms. He's like, please, Father, don't let me go.
It's so cold.
I
Aw.
feel cold.
Well, it's a
So
good goddamn thing. I've got good Constitution. That is a 18.
All right, so the bitterness of the cold kind of takes Beta Fiend hold. Like the breath inside is kind of sharp as those breaths becomes a bit tight. They just see them shivering, holding on their arms for dear life as they're standing there in this very wispy, thin summer clothing as the winds are just whipping by you as you're at the edge of this tree line. As the rest of you look over the sheer plain of snow and ice that goes on for several feet, you do see in the distance the cold, dark stone and metal exterior of the star-shaped formation of Revel's End. Just beyond that, you see the waters that you had once traversed in your own pirate ship when you were here last time. The
Oh my god, remember when we had a ship?
Oh my god.
With fucking cannibals?
Yes, oh my god, that was
Well,
so
yeah.
long ago.
And that cliffside is
Man.
just kind of peering out on each side of the Revel's End as you look on through a bit of the, not so much of a blizzard, but the look of snow. You do see a few guards on different parapets of the Revel's End and a few insectoid-looking creatures walking around, looking fairly large even from this distance, walking to and fro in front of the front entrance of Revel's End. Many ligaments, almost in a, not a spider-like formation, but it's fairly far away, but you see this sort of insectoid-like elongated body with a head. It's kind of jetted and forward. This sort of centipede-like body that kind of moves in like this. Many sort of spined legs jittering off from either side. Sort of Starship Troopers sort of style. and it's hard to make out sort of details, but you see roughly like bound chains to them snuck into the ground, and this orange glow that's kind of blurred from your vision where you are currently, kind of radiating from their backs and from their tails. But it is here, everyone, that we are going to take our first break.
I thought so.
So, with all that done and out of the way, you reached Revel's End, everybody.
Woot, 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 woot.
So we will take a quick 5-10 minute break to stretch out the legs, refill the drinks, and we shall return with a very long-awaited prison breakout.
Oh boy.
Don't go anywhere. And we're back. Hello, everybody. Okay, we are back from refilling drinks, got our snacks. Let's see how these weird motherfuckers try to approach the prison of the Revel's End. So, having survived your first encounter with Gloomwing and Uquavel, few choice interactions and encounters during your downtime and the caverns under the Canyon of Lost Souls. Now having chosen to start to gather your allies using the Travel with Plants spell, you have made your way to the Revel's End prison that is housing the father of Mr. Fiend himself and the current leader of the Skeleton Key gang. Now, you guys have been here before in game time. It's been only a couple months, I believe, but in real time, the last time you were here was 2020 November.
Yep. Oh my god. No
November,
way.
December, I think. So it's been some time for us players and DMs.
Jesus.
But
Which
as
means we should blaze right through it, right, Kevin? Because we're so much stronger now.
we'll find
We
out.
definitely didn't put them on high alert last time we were here.
Yeah, so as I will give a little bit of a catch up for the audience and yourselves, the last time you were at the Revel's End prison, you were using it as a meeting place because there is a import-export sort of dock on the other end of the Revel's End where ships can come and barter for goods to trade with the prison, that kind of thing. You needed to get to the dock to go on a ship to get to face off with Ariel, the Frost Maiden, at her castle called Grimskull, the old ice giant fortress. While you were here, some choice words were made with some of the guards as you expertly told the government to go fuck itself. And a little skirmish had taken place where the guards at Revel's End were throwing these, what are they called? The little balls with string that...
Bola.
Bolas, there we go. I want to say boba. That's the wrong thing to say. The bolas
That would be appreciated.
were thrown at you that had anti-magic properties to them. Same with these sort of handcuffs that they had that they tried to ensnare you with. But you chose not to get too much into their business as you had a few choice words. A bit of a confrontation came, but you leapt off the docks. Or the pirates, I believe, had captured one of you.
Yep, they took Ramira and teleported.
That's right. So you made your way over to the pirate ship and had left. So it has been some time since your last interaction with the people here at Revel's End. And as you're looking on, you're very far away from it, several hundred feet away, in fact. But as we last left off, you kind of saw a few guards on top of the parapets of the, if you look at the prison from top down, it kind of looks like a star shape. And very faintly, you saw these insectoid, large monstrosities kind of roaming back and forth between the entrance to the Revel's End with big, long chains attached to them. But no one has seen you at this point. So I will ask you, Frostbreakers, what would you like to do?
Okay. All right. So what's the plan then? How do we
Well,
get in?
Something that I was thinking of was potentially not starting a ridiculous onslaught at the front gate, believe it or not. So, maybe they remember who we are, and we can use Beta Fiend to our advantage.
Right.
How so? Well, what I was thinking about was potentially tying you up and serving you up as mate. Gotcha. And that is a good idea? Right. Because then we get inside and a meeting with the warden potentially for such a high value target. And the rest of us are in disguises. And then we surprise him and find my father, hopefully with less altercation, and we'll free you. Aha. All the meanwhile, I are locked in potential anti-magic chains. What say y'all?
I'm with you.
Right.
I can make you look different.
Do you like
That works. Yes, we will all need to disguise, as they will recognize all of us. Recognize one of us, they'll remember all of us.
So essentially, all of us need to be disguised, except for possibly Sir Strange, who they haven't seen before.
Oh yeah, and I can look like anybody.
Yeah.
No, they have seen the strange.
no, they
before.
No, I'd also argue I had helmet on, and I'm now
That's
wearing a
right.
different suit of armor.
That's correct.
That is correct.
Oh, now I gotta find out who I'm gonna look like. Hang on, to Pinterest, Batman.
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 Away!
What are you doing here at our prison?
I'm here to deliver justice.
You look similar.
No, what?
Kind of look like some person we've seen before.
Wizard Ape Justice.
So essentially, I can alter myself. That's no problem. And I can change Fiend at least. Tarek, I can change you as well. Ramir is covered. Mr. Strange is covered.
I believe that's it.
If nothing else, I can make myself look like a cat. That way we have something stealthy that can get past guards.
So,
Right.
you go smaller than that?
I can do a lizard. Maybe a spider.
No.
Okay, no spider. Got it. I'm just saying, a cat may look a little more like a familiar to someone, or like a little. But if you want to go more stealthy, I can go lizard and just sneak past their feet.
I think something more stealthy would be good. Something that we can keep on one of our persons. Sneak you in that
Pocket
way.
lizard.
Pocket lizard. I like that. Like a chameleon.
Pocket lizard, yes.
Chameleon. Pocket lizard.
Go, chameleon. Pocket chameleon.
Why would you keep a chameleon in a pocket like that?
Why wouldn't
Fiend?
you keep a
Why?
chameleon?
I feel like you're missing the point of this. All right, so, Jesus, fuck. Oh, okay, that makes more sense now. I saw the height before I saw the picture, and I was like, God damn, that's a big
Context,
motherfucker.
staff is what they're going to look like.
That's amazing. I love that.
All orcish lady now.
Right. So,
It's Pinterest.
to the prison.
All right. Well, do you want me to change you now?
How long's your
Okay,
changing last?
Polymorph lasts for, I believe, an hour. Let's read them check. One action, concentration up to an hour.
Well, I will put the hood of my cloak up, and as we get closer, you can...
Perhaps tie up Beta Fiend, so we don't have that much to do when we get closer.
Well, Beta Fiend, put your hands in front of yourself. Fucking cares at this point, really. Tie up Beta Fiend's hands. We tie up Beta Fiend, and we begin leading him to the front of the prison.
I pulled up the stats for lizard.
So what do you all look like currently?
They all still look normal at the moment, and then as we're walking, I'll transform them when we get closer. Since we don't want to run out of time while we're in the prison where they change shape back.
Okay.
So at the moment, we're walking.
So at the moment, we've got a hooded fiend and a group of 4 people kind of carrying them across this snowy open plain with Sir Strange, who was disguised somewhat before with their helmet on. So chances are nobody knows what they look like. But the other 3 of you are not disguised. You are just in plain sight. Carrie, we're just making sure I understand.
We should probably
Arnie.
disguise before we step out.
Ramira currently looks like a large, beautiful orc woman who's 6'6".
Yes, lots
There's
of
that.
braids and dark flowing.
Oh,
black
so
hair.
Ramir turned into an orc woman. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
6'6" orcish woman. She's very tall and buff looking. She has long black coily hair with like braids and stuff like that here and there with little charms braided in. But what's important to notate too is she doesn't have any of the same equipment that she used to have either before. So she's in a completely different outfit. She has a bunch of new stuff. So she literally doesn't look like herself. And she's also indistinguishable. So when she talks, she has a different voice and no one can tell, not even by magical means, that she is somebody else.
Okay.
As we get closer, I realize that maybe magic is a problem, so I'm going to transform you two now.
Yeah, we
Sounds
should
like a
probably do that
plan.
whilst we're hidden.
Boop, and I boop Fiend. And then boop, and I boop Tarek.
Cool.
And I don't know if Tarek has decided what he's going to look like yet, but I'll give you a second.
Yeah. I'm deciding.
Okay, all right. And then, John, are you changing?
Yeah,
Shalal.
Yeah, Fiend is.
Farrell took
changes.
inspiration from the Prince of Frost.
Fiend changes into my OG character. He is a 6 foot tall Shadarkai. He is very, very pale skinned with engravings on his face that are akin to tattoos, but they sink into the skin. And on top of that, he has long white hair and then yellow eyes.
So I took a little bit of Prince of Frost inspiration, but I think it looked great. Just so we're all aware, maybe we play it off as if we're a crew or something as well.
I'll do my best to change the way I talk.
Okay, all right. I don't know what Tarek looks like yet. I'll let Ben describe.
Tarek looks like an older human man with short, slick back white hair and a short white beard, and also has an eye patch across one eye.
Okay, so we got old silver fox, we got tall braided orc lady, and Farrell.
Farrell's turning into a lizard to be in one of their pockets. That way she can sneak into the prison.
A little gecko. Okay.
I have
tiny,
10
the
hit
Geico
points.
gecko. I got it.
Come on, Geico, let's go.
Whose pocket are you going in?
You can look like that little gecko from Frozen 2 who spits fire.
Oh my god, please.
So cute.
Blep.
Oh, he's so cute.
Boap.
You can sit in my pocket here.
Hey, yo.
There's so many worse ways I could have said that for you guys to say "hey yo," but instead you chose
you can sit in my pocket.
Okay,
Is that how it came out?
It did.
Yes.
It was very suggestive.
Oh, you can sit in my pocket. Anyways,
I guess Farrell would let Ramira pick her up and put her in her pocket since she did carry her around as a snake.
True.
All right, so I'm a little blue-bellied gecko.
Okay. Little blue-bellied gecko in Ramira's pocket. And Fiend, you've got this sort of large cloak over your body. Where's Beta Fiend?
To my right. Tied up to my right.
So you have a giant cloak over top of you. You're using Beta Fiend as your prisoner. Are you changing your features at all, or are you looking like you?
He looks like Jalal. He is
the lull. Oh, the Shatterkai. Gotcha.
He is a Shatterkai. Ben is a human. Ramira is an orc, and Farrell's a blue-bellied gecko.
All right. If you will all turn over to your Roll20 screens, you will see a particular familiar map.
Oh, I remember this.
Oh, what a familiar map.
Oh my god.
So ignore the sort of tower levels. We'll just say that this is all snow for our purposes here. So as you're in sort of the tree line before you head out into the vast openness of the icy tundra, one at a time, change your appearances. Feral turns to a little blue-bellied gecko, goes into Ramir's pocket. Fiend transforms to a Shatterkai. You all kind of surround Beta Fiend. Are you tying them up with anything? Like, describe to me how you're going to make it look like you've got him sort of bound.
Yeah, he is bound via rope.
Rope?
In his
Okay.
and he is essentially bound from wrist to elbow.
And he's wearing his summer clothes.
And he's wearing his summer clothes as though we just came teleporting in.
Okay.
We found him in the desert here.
All right. So you begin your walk over to the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll realize that she's put a lot of trust in this, and it's just like, I'm Gecko.
I am Gecko.
I am Gecko.
So, kind of all look at each other, got a plan in mind, subtle nod. That crunching of the snow that's been freshly falling at your feet hits the bottom soles of your boots and shoes as you begin to slowly make your way towards the front at Revel's End. Judging by the distance, it's not going to take you an hour, probably take you maybe like 25 minutes or so. But you're slowly walking towards, and the small structure just starts to get bigger and bigger into view. You notice a couple of the guards at the top are at the sort of pointed ends of what this sort of star-like shape looks like from top down, where there's kind of points coming out from either end, the sides and the back. You see maybe like one person kind of walking around, and maybe one has two at one end, so on and so forth. The closer you get, let's roll perception checks to see what details you can make out.
19.
Oh, also 19.
30,
So
20.
+6.
I'm a gecko in a pocket. Do I need
You
to
can't
roll?
see shit.
Okay.
You know what's sad is when I roll a dirty 20, I see several people's eyebrows go up like, oh, that's pretty good.
I'm just a
What do
in
you have,
your
like
pocket.
a plus 13?
I have a +5, okay.
So as you look up at the top of the prison, soldiers are all wearing various cold weather garments. They look different than the soldiers you had met previously. Before you came across more traditional looking soldier worn clothing, that being of heavy duty material with sort of the chest part, or the top part of the uniforms kind of moved over to one side with various like buttons kind of draping down past the pectoral, with like a high collar that kind of came up to almost like to the chin to kind of cover the neckline, that kind of droops down, and like heavy sort of canvas, almost like leather-like material, like really made to be out in the wilderness and in the elements, with high boots, sort of sword scabbards at their side, more rivets that kind of came down past the chest and that would continue down into the pant areas, with big sort of thick black gloves and bits of fur that came at the back end, out of the lapels of the jackets, big sort of wool caps that they all wore as well, and masks that went over their faces. Jade.
Quick question. So, on seeing this, is there by chance I can roll like a history check or anything I can roll to determine what affiliation they are now from before? Like,
Yeah, sure. Roll either history or an insight.
I'll roll history. No, wait, insight. Okay. 22.
22. So like I was describing, the soldiers' uniforms were much more tactile, much more what you would expect a government paid soldier to kind of wear. These ones are different. As you're getting closer, you notice that the soldiers, guards, if you can call them that, they're wearing more like robes, loose-fitted clothing that seems to be bundled up, almost monk-like, in this deep, deep blue navy coloration. That kind of comes down almost like Doctor Strange sort of style, where like two material pieces are coming down like this, with a cummerbund around the waist, and long flowing material coming out past the waist down by the legs, but they seem to have very thick winter worn pants underneath and very tight looking boots with sort of black wraps around them at the base of the shins. They also have each arm on their right side seems to be exposed, and the other arms kind of covered in the same sort of dark navy material as their robes, their hands covered, and they seem to, let me just see here. They seem to be having what appears to be scabbards behind them, with a handle coming out of them. No like, what should I say? Hilt. There doesn't seem to be a hilt out of the base of the handle that goes into the scabbard. Just seems to be a long sort of scabbard behind them and a long handle sort of coming out the back that's tied to their cummerbund, their sashes. And they have a loose-fitting sort of light material of mask hiding under their mouths. They all seem to be having various different hairstyles, some long, flowing, flapping in the wind, some buzz cut, some have short hairstyles, some have like cut into mohawks, like some have scars on their faces, like all various types of styles.
So what they're wearing is absolutely not standard issue.
Not standard issue. And as you kind of get closer, the arm that's exposed, normally you would think that, you know, it would probably frostbite someone's skin being bare for so long. But as you're kind of getting a bit of a closer look, you notice this variation of dragon scale that is coming down past their arms. Various sheens of dragon scales. Some are deep, deep sort of dark red. Some are a blue. Some are a silver coloration, dull gold. These robes, Sir Strange, definitely don't look government issued. Certainly not something that the Council of Icewind Dale would probably offer. This looks like mage wear, sorcery wear. And judging by the weird dragon scales coming up the arm, although they look human in nature, it gives you like they could have some sort of draconic bloodline mixed into them. Could be freelancers, could be someone that they've brought on to help them. It's kind of unclear at this point, but you know that they don't look like the usual fare.
Good to know. Are we like at the gate yet?
So you're just slowly making your approach.
Okay.
You're not necessarily at the gate just yet. You do also, those big insect-looking things are also coming into view much more in detail. From far away, it kind of looked like this sort of centipede-like body, kind of like in an S shape, and a bunch of sharp, almost spider-like legs, almost like I said, Starship Trooper, very sharp and pointy, coming out from either end of this insectoid-looking beast, with sharp little arms that kind of stick out at the front. Their exoskeleton looks fairly armored. They have little soft bits in the mouth with spiny teeth and sort of rivets in between where the hard shell and their exterior kind of meet. Long tail that kind of billows out behind them, and these sharp, like bright glowing purple spines that are coming off of their head, and then there's not much for a minute, and then they come out the end of their tail. That's where that dull sort of purple light was coming from far away.
Okay. If I have enough time, I'd love to like relay this to the rest of the group in whispers, if possible.
Yeah.
So, you know, I tell you about like that. I'm sorry, I don't have the energy, but I tell you what I see. You know, I go up to Fiend, not Fiend, and I go whisper like, tell you all these cool stuff that I learned.
Okay. So as that happens, you slowly start to make your approach to the front entrance of Rebel's End.
Correct.
How would you like to proceed?
Up in Ramirez's pocket.
I was gonna say I'm leaving this more to Jalal in this situation because this is like his whole.
I'm
deal.
using that bladed warrior quarterstaff, which is Fiend's casting implement.
I'm gonna go ahead and do something real quick. I'm gonna change Strange's accent because it has a helmet on. I'm gonna take the British out of me. I'm gonna go. Okay, now I talk like this. It's practice.
So as you guys are approaching the front entrance, you see these insectoid beasts just rocking back and forth, loose, long chains attached to their necks and collars, dug into the ground. You're probably getting like in the 50-foot range from the entrance. How like did you guys all want to go up as a group? Did you want to send Fiend and Beta Fiend out first? How would you like to go?
Can go as a group. I'll go up with whichever group goes up if we split.
I'll because I'm wearing like armor. That's very obvious. I'm gonna go ahead and move alongside the first group because I believe like John and Beta Fiend went I have it out for him today. I would accompany near side them, take like a position of like authority almost.
I was gonna say I think I'll take up the back end because she's a 6'6" like tall lady who looks buff. So she's just gonna be like the muscle who has the strength of a 10 for real though. Oh, it's 11 now. Actually, excuse me. I'm much stronger now.
Strong.
I'm strong. I have to protect the old man and the tiny gecko in my back.
Tiny gecko.
I have 2 hit points in this form.
I just imagine your tiny circular paws being like ding ding on the outside.
So you're all approaching as a group?
Correct.
Yes.
Farrell has no choice here.
Who's our talking man? Who's talking?
As you start to approach, one of the insectoid beasts just starts to just run towards you. What do you want to do?
Stop. In place. I swear to God, guys.
Thank you, Steph. You have my whole heart.
God damn it.
This insectoid is also a large monstrosity. It is a big fucking thing as it comes towards you. Its chain becomes taut.
I stand in front of it, like not enough to where like he can swipe at me, but just stand defiantly in front of it.
Fiend tries to take the cigarettes out of his voice. Right. So, we're here to turn in a prisoner. Would anybody care to meet us halfway?
You just kind of say that out into the ether.
Yeah.
As you start to make your approach, these insectoids start to just very fastly just skitter over to you. As you start to see the mages up top here with their hand on their hilts of whatever this object is behind them. As they hold onto it and look out at you, not saying anything, as this monstrosity just comes up to you. You say, "We have a prisoner here. If anyone would be interested in that." It's just this drooping, gooey, gnashing, sharp teeth of an insectoid face just starts to sniff at all of you.
I do believe you have a history with this one. If I'm right, I think there's something going on here. Maybe some money.
You start to see a couple other mages accompany the single ones up top. They're sort of coming up from an upstairs, from a stair-like apparatus from downstairs. They go, a couple more come up as they notice you. These mage soldiers just look at each other. And as the insectoid kind of gets a bit overexcited, you just hear him going like this. Raises a hand, a little dull pulse of energy. The insectoid just becomes still in about face. State your purpose.
Our purpose, friend, is to be paid. We're bounty hunters, see?
Who is it you have in your possession?
I believe... Do you want his title or his government name?
You just don't see an answer, just someone just...
I believe he's known as the Frostbreaker, Mr. Fiend.
Show his face.
I grab Beta Fiend by the back of his scalp and just point his head directly up.
The warden will want to see this.
He took nearly all of us. I almost lost my arm.
He just stares down at Beta Fiend. Roll deception check, my dude.
Let's go.
And one for Beta Fiend as well.
Not a problem.
Oh no.
So, because Beta Fiend goes off my stats. So, Deception's plus 12. My Deception is a 26. Beta Fiend's is a 23.
Nice.
I rolled really low.
That's still really good.
So, as you say that, does Beta Fiend say anything, do anything to play this up? You, knowing how you would act if you were captured, defiant in nature, does Beta Fiend say anything to make this go along a bit easier?
If you bring me to the warden, not only will I bite out his throat with my teeth, I'll burn this prison down to the ground. You fucking cunts.
What's his range?
I'm gonna say under my breath, sorry. And I'm gonna go over, watch your mouth. And backhand, like, slap. Not too hard, but enough to, like, slap. Like,
Make an attack roll at advantage.
He dodges.
The best part is, even if he dodged, and still sell it. That's still very fiends.
That's a 25.
That hits.
Just like
Big backhand across the face of Beta Fiend.
I'm gonna turn my head slightly and look. You still are a prison, right?
That we are.
Good. I'm gonna go back.
Listen, we haven't got the wrong place then.
And as you kind of hear some shuffling going on between these two mage soldiers, just hear the muffled voices like, let me see. And you see the old warden The one who came out on the wall top when you were making all that fuss, that
Oh.
was leading the charge of the soldiers to
When Fiend
throw those
disintegrated
bolas.
the lift.
Yeah. And so there he stands, bit more of a 5 o'clock shadow, looks a bit more grizzled. Looks like he's had a hard time. Doesn't look very relaxed. Dark circles under their eyes. Few new wrinkles have sprouted up. Their uniform kind of dirty and wrinkled and not looking all that put together. As they very, with full of energy, just bolt past the two mage soldiers.
You. It's him. It's him.
Me.
It's one of. Shut up!
Me.
Where are the others? You don't travel just by yourself. There's a family of you insects. Where are the rest of them?
Yes, well, that would be the problem, wouldn't it be? So, not easy to capture a Frostbreaker, as it turns out. There used to be more of us.
I used to have an eye.
We got you one.
You just came here by yourself.
We came here by ourselves, or we brought you him by ourselves?
You! And he looks down to Rumira as the tall orc woman. Were there more of them?
She's gonna use her, what is it, transformation abilities to remove her tongue and open her mouth.
I just turn and kind of look at you and go, oh, fucking shit. Like in my head, I'm just like, oh my, all right.
So she just shrugs it off and doesn't answer, closes
That
her
one
mouth again.
can't talk. She's a bit of a mute. All muscle, no mouth, can I say? Yes, there were more of them, if you need to know. There was one in silver-clad armor with a massive helmet, 2 big fish shoulders. There was a blue tiefling with horns who could transform into animals. There was a purple tiefling who used a hammer and could call lightning. There was obviously this purple tiefling. There was a giant woolly mammoth that one managed to turn into an eagle and fly away. And there was some small girl who could summon the power of gods. Like a cleric, if you will. Is that about right? Does that cover it?
Sir Strange?
Strange just like clasps their hands together and just does this for a moment and looks up at, they seem to be warden, and pauses for a moment, emanating someone that they've met in the past. Look, I can see the concern. I can even smell it all the way down here. Disheveled beard, a lot of things going on. You're asking questions. You're suspicious. We get it. But here's the thing. I'm here for the coin, the purse, and my life. We brought one of them. If you want us to get the rest, figured a little bit of appreciation and maybe paying us a little bit more, and we'll do just that.
Make an intimidation check.
Nice.
That's a 28. I have a +10 to my intimidation.
Oh, baby.
Let's go.
So yeah, the warden is taken aback a little bit from your unquenchable confidence, and seems to have just this hunger in his eyes that one of the Frostbreakers is here, brought to their prison. So, the rest of them are still out there. How did they escape? How did you meet them?
Pause for a moment. Look back at the group. Well, we were very clever about it. Look, we know how strong they are. So, we managed to get one of them. Now, I don't know the full story of how that came to be, but I do know what I see, and I do know what I fought. This one was alone at the time, and he hasn't been very helpful when I look at him. Always spouting out about some nonsense, some cheap insult. To be quite honest, weren't for the promise of good coin, I would have cut out his tongue myself. Now, again, with the questions. I bring you proof. Alive and well, rowdy, I'll have it. But very much so. So we're going to keep talking while I'm out here in the cold with your potential prisoner. Or maybe we can talk more, and maybe we can work something out. Your choice, though.
Is this your leader?
I just really like money.
He just
He
really
does.
likes money.
Really likes his money.
Kind of giving you all a once over. You're dangling the carrot right in front of him.
Listen,
No.
friend,
He's
We're
just
very-
having a hard time not trying to believe this is too good to be true. And he looks over to one of the mage soldiers. Track him. And you see the mage who did this just make a hand gesture like that, and the spines on the insectoid right beside you. See this arcane hum. And this wave emanates from them. Just a pure pulse of energy as the snow around you kind of sifts in a radius. I need all of you to make me wisdom saving throws.
Oh, fun. My favorite.
Wait, let me check my features and traits. I know.
Beta Fiend is a 12, and I'm an 18.
Okay, anyone who's
Unless-
within 10 feet of me, get a +4.
Beta Fiend is
Oh.
a 16, and I am a 22.
We get a +6.
If you're within 10 feet of me, you get a +4.
Cool. Natural 20 for a 30.
I also got a 30, but it's
Let's
dirty,
go.
baby.
28.
Yeah.
22?
28 for Farrell.
28. Jesus Christ.
Second.
Yeah, I
need
have
to
no
add-
wisdom.
We wise. We're so wise, guys. We're just wise guys.
We're just
you know.
liars. We're just
I'm saying.
a bunch of liars.
Whoa. I
That's going to
haven't
be
said
a
single
30.
lie. Yes, 30 gang.
Let's go.
Farrell's
So
like,
as that
"Fuck
pulse goes over you all, what was regular Fiend's throw?
22.
And Beta Fiend was 18.
Beta Fiend was 16.
That pulse radiates from the spines from the insectoid creature, and all of a sudden this energy that matches the spines just wafts over Beta Fiend only.
Oh.
Just this little tiny sheen of purple light until it dissipates. I guess you weren't kidding. Go down and meet them. You see the
Can I-
mages start to
So uncivilized.
go downstairs.
Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
as you said, you weren't kidding. Can I do an insight check on that?
Sure.
Yeah, or like an arcana or something. I want to know if they were like trying to reveal something.
That's a 24.
Oh God! For me, an insight was a 26.
20 is for people who can roll well.
How dare you?
So hearing that, again, you can't possibly know the effects of what was done. Just all you can really tell is that an effect was done that was going to give him reassurance about what if you said was true or not.
Yeah.
And from your resilience, staving off of whatever effect this had seemed to get you in better graces with them.
Okay.
But as the warden directs these mercenary mage soldiers to come down, you see the big metal stone double doors of the entrance of the Revel's End jettison forward, various locks and gizmos sounding loudly, unlatching, unlocking until the two doors start to open. And all this air starts to pour out from the inside of the Rebel's End as these dark navy cloaked entities start coming out. Two of them, this dull blue navy energy emits from their hands as they seemingly direct the insectoid creatures to move aside. As one of them reaches into their robe, pulls out the anti-magic manacles. You won't mind putting these on him, will you?
Why would we mind putting these on him? He's your prisoner.
I'm gonna put the manacles on him.
Can't talk.
Yeah, like I don't say anything, but I didn't want you guys to touch it just in case because I'm not magically transformed, but you guys are.
Oh, you
So-
might. I think they're putting them on him.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm not gonna.
Joel just kind of slashes the cords after the manacles go on, so that the ropes like loosen up, and then now they're like manacles on him.
Okay. So that happens. These dull, sort of bright, radiant, glowing manacles that don't appear to have any locks, any keyholes of any kind, just solid slabs of metal with not even chains to connect the cuffs, but another solid slab of metal in between them. Just latch on. And you see this aura from Beta Fiend just like they just instantly lost a ton of energy. Like they just ran uphill for 2 hours in a second. You just hear this this exhale of breath as they just become incredibly tired, hunching their back over. Wait here. We'll be back out in a moment. As they take Beta Fiend into their custody, asking you all to wait outside as they slowly start to bring him into the
Wait one moment. So you're just gonna take our prisoner without discussing terms of payment?
We will send the warden out to negotiate your payment.
What do you think? And I turn to face. What's your character's name again, John? Your disguise was it
Jalal.
I was gonna call them Jollibee. I'm sorry, Jalal. I'm hungry right now.
Jollibee, yeah.
Jalal.
Jolly.
Jalal. What do you think?
I don't believe that you should be doing much without proper compensation. See, there was a cost analysis when we took Fiend. There were a certain amount of components used, there was a certain amount of men and women lost, there was a certain amount of magical items left behind, and we know that he's worth quite a bit. However, if you take him, Savvy, and we were to sit in a room, and then you would decide not to pay us, being that you are all who you are and we are all who we are, we would have to leave unpaid. So I'd prefer if we could just keep him as collateral until we're paid, and then we give him over. And see, then there's no ill will between either parties. Right? Savvy?
And I add, respectfully, you've had your caution. It's just about fair that we have ours.
Now, we put the manacles on him, which we have no problem with. He is a prisoner after all. We don't want him casting. As for you've seen him cast and we've seen him cast.
There is a strict policy upon entering Revel's End. If you are not on staff, you must wear the manacles.
Are you
agree
stating
to
we-
these?
Are you stating we should wear the manacles?
Yes.
Oh, that will not be happening.
Then you may wait outside for the warden to contact you. We need to process the prisoner, and he will come out and negotiate your payment.
Farrell's doing scurry down
I was doing
Ramira's back. Ramira has let me scurry down her back, so I'm doing a scurry.
It's one of those things where I've reached into my pocket and my hand is so big that you wouldn't be able to see her anyways, and she just kind of puts her hand on her hip and then opens her hand.
Scurry, 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 scurry.
Guys, what about the bug
My friends, there is,
I will stealth.
how do you say, a civilized matter for every situation. For instance, if a governor were to come visit this prison.
Governor?
Right. You wouldn't treat somebody of a higher status, say a lord or a knight, a sir, a noble, with a title as such, where you would put manacles on the wrist, having not been employed by, this prison.
Are any of you governors?
No, but some of us are nobles.
Nobles.
Correct. Right. Nobility. Patents of nobility, after all. Right. So what I'm saying is, you wouldn't do that to royalty, and if royalty were visiting your prison, that would be a stipulation. So,
now you're royalty.
some of us are. Some of us are from different countries. Some of us are from different realms. Could you even imagine that, my friend? Now, with that being said, you wouldn't want to mistreat that level of difference. You wouldn't want to be the person who is a xenophobe, if you will.
I slowly turn my helmet, just like.
I tell you what, I am here to bargain with your warden. What is your name, good sir?
Zareth.
Zareth! Oh my god. I begin to get close to Zareth. And I go, Zareth is such a strong name. Zareth. Would you like to be a commander, Zareth? Are you a commander, Zareth?
No.
I grab Zareth by the shoulders lightly, not intimidatingly, and kind of spin him with me to like look off into the distance. And I go, Commander Zareth, legions under thy command of mercenary troops, hundreds of insectoids under thine boot, never having to walk your own mile, only having to mount your chair on their backs, looking off into the sunset upon conquerable lands, upon sights that pay you gold just for glancing upon them. Could you imagine that, Commander Zareth? This is just words from people who owe you one.
I'm gonna say, just to add to it, oh, he's doing that thing again where he hypes you up.
Can I persuade you, Zareth, to show me and my comrades a little bit of humility? It is so humiliating. Have you ever been walked through doorways in manacles before? We're bringing you, we offer you this prisoner. We could bring him to so many other realms, even. Do you know that the great Odin himself of Asgard, a god, is after his head?
What's an Asgard?
For fuck's sake! Knew that was coming. John, as soon as you fucking said it, I went,
know, I
no.
saw it coming. It's heaven. The stars you see in the night sky, that's Asgard. A god. The thing you pray to, what you want to bring you good luck and fortune, wants this man dead. And we bring him to you.
So strange.
Strange, like, clears their throat. I'd also like to add that he's wanted by 2 different courts beside this one. Now, you have to really piss people off to get someone like the 2 different courts of the Feywild to get riled up.
Will you both just shove your nuts in your own mouth already? I'm exhausted hearing you drone on and on about my resume.
So, am I to understand? You will not be coming inside unless you are all together.
Correct. However, keep the bracelets off. We are people who are a civilized breed, like yourself. Somebody who is working for the greater good of things for this prison. There's no need to worry about us.
Make persuasion roll, John. After
All right.
all that rambling.
After all that rambling? Ah!
Oh!
That is a 32.
Oh.
Let me just double check to make sure. But I'm pretty sure that, like my deception, my persuasion is also a plus 12. 32.
Okay. Mr. Strange?
I was gonna add to that, but I don't think he needs my help anymore. I think that would be over. We're doing the exact same bit we did with the Prince of the Fae.
Yeah.
We're just gaslighting the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
He looks at you, looks at your
Yes,
party,
thank you,
not
Buster.
given any sort of reaction to whatever that insectoid had emitted. The only one that hung off was Beta Fiend. Let's make some checks here.
Listen, you can't make deception rolls if you don't have a tongue to make them. You know what I'm saying? My
Very
deception's
true.
bullshit.
I hated it. Shut up.
That was so clever to take your
You
tongue
hear a voice from the inside, from the warden. Let them in already and let's be done with it.
Ward's heard me for 30 minutes. Just ramble.
Mm.
Looks like today's your lucky day. nobles.
Yes, it is Commander Zareth.
Ah,
Lead the fiend in front. Each of you accompany them as we go inside. Keep tight.
I want you to know I have since put my tongue back into place because she'll need that for spellcasting.
mm.
How does that work? You're just like,
Yes.
I mean, I'd like to think that there is a verbal or some kind of what is that, exchange for people who cannot speak.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? There's something else
Valid.
out there.
that's valid.
Gang gang.
The guards kind of have you in a single file sort of situation. One kind of taking up the rear. Lizard Feral, you said you were climbing out of the pocket here.
I'll climb out of the pocket when they enter and then do a scurry.
Okay. I got your little
Ooh.
gecko little image there. Okay. So, as
I
the
love it so much.
mage soldiers start to lead you into the center.
I love how somebody's like, it's like person, fiend, person, rest of the party, person.
Mm.
All of it looks so
Damn.
fun. This is very good.
They start to take you inside through the very cold interior of Rebels and the stone and the metalwork. Like going past you, various rooms you can see with doors that going side to side, not open, can't really see what's inside of them. As you start to get led into this very big octagonal open space. And as you all start to step inside, here.
Oh, so dreary in here.
They start to lead you inside of here. As the one sort of mage soldier meets up with the warden. He kind of comes off from the right here, leading Beta Fiend over towards him. The two mage soldiers here. Leaving one mage soldier here, the one accompanying with Tarek and Sir Strange. With being in the prison now, Feral, is this when you wanted to scurry away somewhere, or are you still hanging on tight?
When I feel like I need to scuttle away, I'll scurry off.
Okay. As the two mage soldiers start to push Beta Fiend over towards the warden, they kick his back legs, make him go down on his knees. As the warden kind of looms over.
I knew one of these days, my boy, you would be here. I have been searching all over for you. You think I forgot what you did to me and my position? You think I forgot?
And he just smacks you across the face a couple times.
Burning that whole dock. You know how long it took for me to get back into my warden position?
Just smacks you again.
I've sent soldiers far and wide to find your wretched kind, you and your frost breakers. We sent them to Grimskull. We sent them across Icewind Dale, but everywhere we went, there was nothing but bodies and more bodies. I don't know whether you're heroes or villains. I quite frankly don't care. But now, you are mine.
And he takes your head and knees you in the face, right in the nose. And Fiend, you said Beta Fiend had 2 points of health left?
I believe
He has 15.
15 health because of
He
the
has
temp health.
13 temporary hit points.
4 points of bludgeoning damage as he just socks you straight in the nose with his knee. His blood starts to pour down.
You're getting close, Warden. Don't worry. When I die, another will take my place.
I'm sure they will, but not before we extract every ounce of you out of that little head, and we'll see where the rest of your friends are. Take him into the room!
You see the mage soldiers just take
The-
Beta Fiend
Oh.
You
off
see,
into-
you see the regular Mr. Fiend kind of look at everybody else and go, like, this is where he's had enough. As they're taking him away, right?
Yeah. Down
Okay.
this hallway.
You can go ahead and go.
Okay.
Question. With all these other, I'm guessing these are other cells around us that are around us right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone in any of these cells? Could I make perhaps a perception check?
There are.
Perhaps
Oh.
a little feral to go scurry.
Holy shit! Ah! I recognize one of those pieces from 2 years ago. That's that's the noble from. He's still alive. I beat his ankles with my cane.
Oh my god.
I don't remember him.
Some of these are the pirates. One of them, the guy with
Yeah.
the blindfold, I think, with the cross on his forehead.
Mhm.
Probably for letting us go.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, maybe we do a prison break. maybe
Prison break.
Maybe we let them all go.
Yeah.
Let them
Anarchy.
go.
Yes. Arson.
Anarch!
You
Anarchy and
can't
arson.
burn down brick, Ivy.
Anarchy and arson.
I have a
Stab.
question, Kevin.
Hmm?
The warden, is he's human, right? He looks human. Like, I can look at he's human. I don't like
Yeah.
not making an inside check. Oh, okay, that's all.
Okay.
Um, so do we recognize? So we recognize a couple of them then.
Yeah, indeed.
Are
So a
there-
lot of these, some of them are laying down on beds. Some of them aren't even looking at you. They're pretty downtrodden. Some are pacing back and forth. They don't seem to even recognize that you are there.
Huh.
And you see that
Interesting.
although there are bars that are up in these cells, you can notice a slight sheen in front of the bars,
Oh.
almost like a translucent pane of glass.
Interesting. I will file that information away.
Mr. Fiend appears behind the warden. Just
Okay.
and it taps him on the shoulder.
Yes, don't worry. I will have your payment figured out in one moment. We just need to deal with this, and we shall discuss your reward.
What is dealing with this?
What is dealing with this?
Oh, yes, what does that mean? Am I to wait for you to crack him?
Pretty much. We have our ways. Our new friends here, our new employees at the Revels, and have a very acute extraction process.
Who are they? I am a mercenary, and I've never run into this troop before.
They run in some very dark circles. What was your name again?
Jello.
Jello. So, my friend Jello.
Kill
They
him.
run, they run in some dark corners that you probably never visited before. Some dark dragon cult god that we picked him up from. Very, very agreeable for the right price. They seem to. What's the name? Tanner, Terry.
Tiamat?
That's the one. Yes.
Ooh.
Oh,
No.
interesting.
No.
That'd be why there's so many colors. I tell you, my dear friend, as he puts his hand on the back of his neck, and he kind of feels claws instead of fingers, and goes, "You should have kept more in the room. Make a wisdom saving throw, DC 21 at disadvantage."
Let's go.
DC 21.
Mhm.
Which was the save?
Wisdom at disadvantage.
Yeah, fail.
Dominate monster.
Let's go.
Okay.
I go, my dear warden friend. Isn't it fun when you control all the chess pieces? Please tell your guards to leave. We have matters to discuss.
Yep, righto, Jello. Hey, everyone! Meetings are gonna be adjourned. And you just see him just sort of take off over here. All soldiers, all of it, everyone, we need to meet out in the outer courtyard immediately. Change of plan. You two, yep, no. Fucking come over here. Don't look at me. Just follow me, all right? And you see the two mage hunters that are just like very perplexed, just looking, and then just the guy just like, come over here.
My dear friends, I do believe it is time for us to prison break.
Farrell has since scurried and is on top of one of the doorways, like one of the archways for like a prisoner's door, and is peeking in. She's looking to see where everyone is, or trying to get a layout of who actually is in here.
Yeah.
Farrell's just doing a scurry, like looking at Tarek on occasion, like, am I good? Okay, scurry.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking for specific people as well, which is why I was going to make a perception check before.
So looking around, you definitely see the blind man from the pirate ship from before. You see what looks to be a drow woman with white hair. And all these people are kind of wearing like sequins, like dark gray sort of jumpsuits with various numbers attached to them. Over here, just seems to be someone with like really dark, long, dark, long beard with a weird hood sort of over top of them. This one particularly looks kind of frightening. It seems to be some sort of skeletal, spectral being in a suit of armor.
For the god, if this is Sam in prison, I will be pissed.
No.
If Sam like transported consciousness, I will be livid.
The drow.
Yeah, I was going to ask if I recognize that drow, Kevin.
You do not.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Jade, you had your hand up. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I was gonna make an Arcana check on the bars and see if there's anything magic related to it where I could just like, I don't know, hypothetically push it open.
Yeah, sure.
Just doing a scurry, and looking at all of the prison cells. Am I finding Fiend's dad at all, like a description?
Nothing that meets Fiend's dad's description. There's that sort of skeletal head with like the blue flames kind of coming out of its neck and adorned armor. There's like a little girl in there as well that's just kind of huddled up into a corner with a petticoat. There is a summer Eladrin over here, but don't seem to find any description of Fiend's, something that would seem like Fiend's dad, but you do know that there is a massive octagon column in the center of the room with no bars or windows or anything.
No doors, no nothing.
Nope.
Really quick, Kev, who's this person I'm standing to in the back left corner? What does this person look like? Yeah.
Yeah, just another older looking man, sort of scraggly hair that's kind of coming down past his shoulders. Has kind of like a mustache here and a long sort of tufted beard here. Very withered, very thin looking.
I'm gonna say Farrell has scurried stealthily around every single one of these cells, like just doing a quick like peek, scurry, and is keeping like contact a little bit with Tarek of like looking over, and then kind of like this little like head shake that none of these are Fiend's dad. And
Do I get is there multiple floors to this, Kevin?
Just one floor.
Fiend backs up after seeing the center column.
He's in there.
Oh, I may believe he could be.
How do we get him out?
There's only one way that I know of.
Jade
The
was
warden
looking
might
at
have a
bars.
key.
Fuck
Jade
the
was,
warden.
Jade was rolling Arcana on the
All right.
bars and then had their hand up.
Sorry, Jade.
That was a 21.
Looking at the bars, there seems to be this sort of translucent sheen of energy, of force. And you've seen this before, this sort of signature it's giving off as wall of force. Seems to be a block of wall of force in front of the bars into the various prison cells.
Interesting. Who do you want to let free?
I am. You know what? Who looks the most able-bodied when Farrell's scurrying around?
Abled body,
Yeah.
probably the drow.
Okay. I'm gonna scurry over to the drow and sit above their cells. And then kind of like make eye contact with Tarek, like this one.
What?
He wants us to free that one. But it's
Why?
okay, I was already going to. She's quite pretty. Don't worry.
Okay. Should probably
Fiend's
focus on
eyes
prisoner
start
number
to
one
glow
first.
a noxious lime green. Don't worry, I've got this.
Maybe
And
don't
he
yell it.
twins the spell as he disintegrates both the central column here and the door standing behind him.
Disintegrating the wall of force.
I'm disintegrating the wall of force on the drow and the column, the octagonal column in front of me, the wall right here.
As you are about to have your eyes glow, and the drow just staring at the wall, long flowing hair at their side, and you're just like, you hear a voice from that inner column shout, "Stop!"
What is it? Or would you stop me?
Uh-oh.
You to be free.
Is that you?
Have you finally come?
Yes.
You start to see various mage soldiers start to come from various hallways. A glaze over their eyes, much like your Dominate Monster spell, all seemingly acting in unison.
Open the door.
Now! As one by one, they start to come to various walls on the prison column. This pulse of arcane energy sifts through the walls.
Just you. No one else.
This booming voice just kind of coming from all sides inside this prison.
I'll drop the spell. I want him to see my face.
I let go of my lizard form. Turn back into feral as I fall off the wall. And then just gonna land. And then drop.
One side of the wall, this rune insignia sort of appears, dissipates as the stone slab of one of the corners of the column this bright light kind of sheens out from the middle of it.
They're really here.
Feral puts up her hood real quick. That way nobody else can catch a glimpse of her face.
All right, then. It's only been a few years. There's nothing to be afraid of, other than fear itself. Right then. And he walks in to the room.
Your boots and heels from your dress shoes smack against the stone and metal of the floor. You see a man. Much older than the projection that he gave out. Long beard, white. Multiple braids singed down. Part of his hair sort of shaved on one side, but the other half still grown. Bit of scarring on that side led to believe that maybe some blast came into contact with his head, singeing parts of his hairline. Muscular, very intimidating. Jumpsuit tied around his waist. Multiple arcane tattoos all over his chest and body. Head down. The blinding light is a bit dissipating at first, but then his body comes into view. These radiant sources of light beaming down from the top of the cylinder. Could be anti-magic, not really sure what its purpose is. You see this hair sort of blocking the front of his face. That familiar smell of that cigar sort of wafts into your head. as you meet the old withered eyes of your father.
Hey, Pops.
Looking good, kid.
I'm surprised you were alive all this time, really.
Well, alive enough.
Why are you here?
Been here for some time now.
You didn't want this. You never wanted this. I should be here. You shouldn't be here.
It's just the way the cards were dealt. You know what that's like.
I'm gonna burn this place down. You're coming with me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're coming with me.
We all have a price to pay for the sins that we've accustomed to over the years, boy. You know this to be true.
Fuck that. No more prices. No more payments. Gods don't have to pay bills for mortal sins.
Oh, so you're a god now.
I'm going to be. And I'm gonna wipe all of your sins and all of our family's sins clean. You don't have to pay for them anymore.
Well, this place has served some good purposes over the years. Good
What?
base of operations.
For what?
Steady incline of clients. Soldiers for the cause.
You've converted all of these people?
Well, it's been under my control for some time.
What? This whole prison?
Well, let's say I made a deal. One that, by God, I could not ignore.
What do you mean?
Sins of the past come back to bite you, son.
No. Who did you make a deal with? I've made deals. Who did you make a deal with?
He said if I stay here and do the Lord's work of the skeleton gang, that he would bring you to me. Lo and behold, he has.
I came here. Nobody told me to come here.
For sure, that's simple, boy.
Who told you?
As you're looking at this fairly tall concrete chair that this person is sitting in, you can even see that there are rivets inside of it that you can kind of see through. Big, long backing. But even as that happens, this figure just wisps out from behind the chair.
Hello, friend. Did you miss me?
The long, flowing, silky hair, the green garments pierce into your mind as the trickster god Loki makes himself visible to you.
Now, I can see that you are upset.
But just give me a moment. I don't want to interrupt this father-son reunion, but time is of the essence and we don't have much time left.
How did you survive 30 of me?
Why don't you ask them yourself? Snaps his fingers. And all of a sudden, outside the prison, the rest of you, multiple fiends start apparating, seemingly out of nowhere. And you see on their crowns of their heads many sort of low-key headsets with this tiara-like fashion with these little mini horns that are coming out the sides. Your father and I made a deal a while ago to ensure your safety, the safety of your friends. The end times are nigh, as they say. Your father didn't want to believe me at first, and I had to show him the truth, as I will show you soon. He didn't want to believe it as well, poor old chap, and you see Loki just touching the broad shoulder of your dad as the wisp of the cigar goes up into the air as he's just kind of, he has this look of just like doesn't want to believe it, but he's just kind of turned to the side. He needed to stay here just a little bit longer. Because I knew out of the various pathways of the multiverse, one thing is clear. You two are connected. You always come back to him. Here in this prison.
You betrayed me.
No.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, right. Just a little chat. Son, you gotta hear what he has to say.
I don't blame you. I betrayed you too. This is only fair.
This isn't a betrayal. Son, you gotta...
Loki,
We'll get there.
I ate Reynard. I'm going to eat you too.
That would be unfortunate.
I'm going to start with your feet. And I want you to scream. when
Another
you do it.
snap of the finger. As the rest of you are outside of the column, you just see 30 fiends just appear all outside of you. And you're just kind of taken aback, and then you hear another snap from inside the column, and each sets of the eyes of fiends go.
Fiend? Fiend?
Now, let's not be hasty, my friend.
You have fun. I have fun too.
Just 1 minute. Before you obliterate all of us, I have something to show you.
I don't trust you. You've betrayed me twice. Why would I trust you?
It's betrayal, my friend. Just
Fuck
need
you.
to walk down a certain path. How else am I able to control all your simulacra? Don't you want to know?
One snap of my fingers and you can't. Why? Show me. I'll play your game. You have 60 seconds. If I don't like what you have to say, I'm going to kill you.
Because you and I
And you hear his voice drop an octave lower.
have to save the world.
As his voice matches yours, reaches up into his face, around his ear, rips off his skin. The crown falls into the ground, and you're looking at your own face.
Oh shit!
You and I have to correct something that we did a long time ago.
Oh no!
And it's there, everyone, that we gotta end the stream.
Well, shit.
Holy fucking shit!
What?
Oh,
Loki is
my
fiend!
Hey, John, you know when you've been saying all this time, think you could become a villain? Joke's on you. He was the villain the
He
whole
was the
time.
villain the entire
Time.
What is going on?
He was the trickster god the whole time! Motherfucker! Bro,
Oh
I
my
feel
God.
bad for any of our fucking people who weren't watching tonight.
Actually, we're sitting at 50, and
Well-
we were rated 6 times. So, hi guys.
I'm stunned right now. I gotta
That's
need
the
some
end of
time.
that session, everybody.
Oh my
Hope you had a
God.
good time, as always.
God.
That was
we will be
amazing.
sure to pick this up next Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you all so much for watching tonight, supporting the show. Can't believe it's going to be coming to an end soon.
Gross.
Love you all very much. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Roll some dice. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a wonderful time.